Streaming now, so no N-words.
No N-words. I could ruin your whole career. So much power.
Okay, now we should be live. Next thing I do is I pull up chat on my phone for my jank-ass setup.
Oh yeah, I better get a chat window open too.
Alright, hey Mac, hey Chip Sauce. I want everyone to say hello to Danny Judas. Is the audio working? It should be.
I heard myself when I popped into the stream for a moment and then paused it so I could look at the chat.
Yeah, so you'll probably just want to mute that so you can get so the chat will keep moving.
Yeah, it's still.
Alright. That is probably a bit loud. I love that song though. What's it called? Like Beach House something?
It's a data set remix of. I have to go back to the playlist. Master of None by Beach House, and it's called the Oblivion version. It's like a very vaporwaved.
Okay, it definitely sounds like post-nuclear, which is essentially what Miami Falls is your attempt at Hotline Miami 3 in a lot of ways. Or at least being in the same universe, right?
Yep, it takes place directly after the events of Hotline Miami 2.
Yep. Actually, I should probably just tell my Discord that we're live. What the fuck?
I think the plan is to at least do Act 1 and 2. Mac might do the whole thing if it's short enough.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty long campaign. Like, 20 levels is longer than most things. I think the next longest thing, or the most longest that we did was Midnight Animal 33, but I didn't go through all of those levels. So, 20, no, it's 16 here, because 4 each. Alright, I know my math. I keep wanting to say there's 5 chapters. Anyways, we're going to start with Chard. Uh oh. Danny, you still there? I heard the Discord shutdown sound. Oh god. As soon as we get started. I still remember you said you won't play Miami Falls because the gameplay got bad after Act 2. Did I say I wouldn't play it? It was always on my little list. Jerry, I don't know why you gave me such shit for Katana Zero, Jerry. Eric, Discord is being bad. Great. So my recording on display. Oh, okay. So everyone can see my shit. I'm just gonna try to. Danny? I ended up having to do a Steam call. He wanted to have screen share going, so we have less latency. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. Well, I'm gonna screen share and then call you on Steam. There we go.
There we go.
So,
Alright.
thanks Discord. As soon as we started, is there no
Yep.
way to start the soldier as not having that option?
So like, here's the deal with Miami Falls is like it was built during like a time when the editor was still getting actual updates, and
Really?
originally it spawned in with no weapons because it was a cutscene level. But later on, they updated it, and now he spawns with weapons. So I can't fix that.
Hmm. That is interesting. I
Yeah.
that is completely foreign to me. I started like August 2016, and the editor was very much dead by that point in
Yeah.
Dinaton's eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throughout this, we're gonna end up talking about how the editor updates kind of wrecked parts of the campaign. Like obviously the soldier ones all start with weapons for some reason, but Act 3 got hit the worst by it.
Okay, I'm just gonna get out of that Discord server.
Yeah.
Stop getting that noise. Alrighty. If I was like Miami Falls visual, yeah, it was. So Miami Falls was important because it was like the first campaign that really showed that like you can make your own story. Hunter did that too, but at least for me, Miami Falls was the important one that like really showed the breadth that you could take it with 4 different chapters, with 4 different characters. I really like that element to it.
Well, thank you.
So just make him spawn with the AK and change his sprite to get an unblock. Yeah. I think the whole point, Plank, was that it happened after he made it.
Yeah.
Okay, so President Quayle, that's actually the vice president of the first Bush, correct?
Yep. Yep.
So,
So this is I had to do like one Google search of research, but it was the idea was they assassinated President H.W. Bush, and then Quayle takes over as president afterwards. It doesn't perfectly respect the canon of Hotline Miami 2 because in Hotline Miami 2 it's playing the world actually ends, but in Miami Falls things kind of keep going afterwards.
right. It's actually a funny thought that Hotline Miami 2 kills the first President Bush, but I guess that was like Dinaton killed Bush. I didn't even. All right. Okay, with that, President Quayle told the people of the United States to remain calm, saying that America would survive the Russian onslaught. The Miami waste. So this is just nuclear ravaged Miami. Apparently. We'll get more
Yeah,
into that.
according to what we are told at this point, yes.
And you're a cool black dude with a cool bandana. Most American looking guy. Teeny little aviators.
Teeny tiny.
Burn the whole bar down. What's up, Sarge? I always thought that was funny. It threw me off guard the first time because I thought this was like a really serious campaign, and it is. Dinaton stopped 9/11 essentially.
Bush did 9/11. It just made things much worse, though.
Yeah.
All right, get ready for Act 1's level design. The freaking... I think I actually was making these levels like immediately after or even during Blessed's development. So this
That would
stuff
make a lot of sense.
Yeah, this stuff is so old and bad.
Yeah, it's tighter than a nun's asshole. Like literally, I was I went back and replayed this like a while back when I was doing the editor tutorials, and I was like, is his intention to bait? Like, is that how it was? And a lot of 2016 level design's very tight because everyone was like, oh well, I'm not gonna make the same mistakes Dinaton did and make everything so open. For me, you don't even have to hit shift to know what's ahead of you.
Just like room after room of guys. And yeah, then this part you're supposed to just shoot at that doorway and get everything to come towards you.
Riveting.
Yeah.
Not like any of
incredible.
my stuff. Not like any of my stuff was any better at this time, but Miami Falls and Blessed, which we'll go to. I'll do the OG eventually at one point. I feel like I need to like hold it forward for subscribers because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna
It's
hurt.
gonna hurt.
I've
It's
never
gonna hurt.
finished it.
Blessed is a real mess, and like a lot of those levels were like literally the first levels I'd ever made. I made Breach. That was the first level I ever made, and Hush I think was like the third at best.
Yeah, I remember Hush. I remember you saying that my 9 Lives level used the same design, although that was just a coincidence.
The green and purple, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a ammo box in this floor?
There's not an. I do not believe there's an ammo box on this.
Okay, then I won't
Or
waste my 7 bullets.
oh wait, there probably is. There's one that's labeled ammo, right? That's usually the one that actually is ammo. I recall putting an ammo box on every floor because I didn't know how to make soldier levels.
I mean, I wouldn't say an ammo box in every floor is a bad thing, but uh-oh. Fat just ran off. Fuck.
Yeah, this is a real.
Where'd he go?
I think he's just straight ahead. If you can just shoot that way.
Okay.
There he is. Get him.
Are you watching the stream or are you watching the Discord?
I am watching the stream on the Discord call. It's not. So I'm gonna have to do it for delay. It's fine. It was a long shot. TBH.
They're gonna see me through that.
Hotline Miami 2 ambush and hard mode absolutely does not have an ammo box anywhere.
The whole level?
I'm pretty sure the whole level does not have an ammo box. I'm not sure. The last time I played, I was like, "There's no ammo box," but I didn't like double check.
Yeah, well, I know that the last couple of floors didn't have one, so.
Yeah, there might be an ammo box on like the first floor, but there definitely isn't an ammo box on either of the floors that have fast on.
So. Which, I mean, I don't know. I know Jaden likes that, but I feel like.
I really don't like that.
Yeah.
But there is a reason to not put an ammo box on some floors, or just to make ammo boxes hard to access. And in these levels, the ammo boxes are always like right there, instead of in a difficult to reach place.
Right. That's another thing I like about the editor though, is you can just enter with no idea about level design or game design at all, and it does teach you after a while. The more you do it, the more you kind of like realize stuff.
Yeah.
You've got to like make.
The more you challenge yourself.
And I mean, because like in Hotline Miami, when you play it the first time, then you hear there's a level editor, you really do think that like, oh, I can just make identical levels. It's all easy. I can see what's sprites, what's items, what's walls, but there really is so much more to it. It's pretty wild.
And like with these, it's like I genuinely thought that this is what like Hotline Miami 2 levels were like when I made these levels.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't like played the campaign in a while. Yeah, they were small, compact, and enemies everywhere. Million dodgers.
Yeah, like those gun dodgers, the first time I played this, I had played hard mode, like, when the game first came out, but when I went back to the editor, like, after the summer, and I saw that, I was like, holy shit, he modded in a whole new enemy. Like, I totally forgot they existed. Alright, what gun should I talk to the Sarge with this time? Something odd about this. And there's also that classic, just you can't really tell where you're supposed to go. There's no arrows.
Oh god, yeah.
You just walk up to every NPC till one of them talks to you. Never have seen war.
How is he talking about waves? Miami is we're on the mainland. What's going on?
Very suspicious.
Oh, I don't know if we've actually had any secret cut. We might have had a secret cutscene there. We usually have cutscenes in every intro and outro.
Every single intro and outro, really?
Yep.
Oh.
How would you guys personally rank the MFX? Well, 4 is the best.
Yep.
And then I'd probably do 4, 2, 3, 1. I really like Attic. I know people hate it, and I understand why, and I argue that's the point. But the rest of the levels actually kind of suck and aren't very fun and are kind of whatever.
Don't they have like cutscenes on them too?
I was like, oh, this is a really cool idea. All the intros and outros have killing people in them because Oscar is a monster. So you're always fighting something. It's like, that's a cool idea. And before the dreaded editor updates, all of those levels had like a lot of secret cutscenes, like, everywhere.
Okay. So
Yeah.
did early editor did cutscenes not break like the level clear?
Yeah. Back in the it was created before Denison decided that every time you kill all the enemies on a floor, it would just do a level clear. And then for some reason, when the level clear happens, all the cutscene triggers stop working, which sucks.
That's weird. That's why people ask for another update. They're like, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if we got another update?" And they treat it like Half-Life 3. It's like, no, I don't want them to touch that code again. They will break 30 things.
Yeah.
Every single sheet will be fucked up. I want them just to leave it as is. Give us the source code. Whoops.
Mike says 4 is better than 2, but 2 is as good as 3, and everything is better than 1. Yeah, 1 has not aged well at all.
I kind of like, Daddy, we brought a sniper rifle into the world's most cramped house.
Yeah. It's funny because like I put most of these levels on the Hotline Miami maps way back in the day. I was like, what do you guys think? And they're like, it's good.
Oh yeah, everyone was calling like Human Being 1 and like Rooster Files like 10 out of 10 masterpieces. It's like I assembled those in like a few weeks and during college. Like
oh yeah.
People's just
like,
standards were so low.
Well, nobody knew what a good level was. You know, all they knew was like, there's guys in a room and I can stab them. Amazing.
They're sprites and they're not from the main game. That means it's good. I mean, in a lot of ways, that still applies. Just like if you don't make levels for a while yourself, you really still don't know.
Yeah.
That's good. Ooh, one single hallway stairs.
Oh yeah, the one tile stairs. I think those used to work better a long time ago, but even then, it's like, why did I do that? They never did that in the main game. 2 is greater than 3, fight me. I agree, 2 is greater than 3. But 2 has like later and what is it? The third level in that act. His name I can't remember. Oh, Drive-In. Those 2 levels are fun. Lots of dodgers. Actually, place.
I like Send Help. I really liked the people with no weapons and like they would immediately pick guns up, and I've never really seen that since.
Yeah, people don't do that, and I'm actually kind of glad they don't because it is like pretty edgy. But there's a lot of stuff you can do with the like Notepad++ editing, and this was when it was first starting to like be a thing that you could do. It was like you could change the object files.
Right. Oh, that's
And
nuts. Yas did a lot of work on
yeah. Like you can make levels like the main game by putting main game items in there. Isn't that crazy?
You can add boss fights.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not that there were much of any in Hotline Miami 2 in the first place, but
yeah, that's just one of those things.
Act 5 win,
boss
Van.
fights in the first game.
Yeah, the boss fights in Hotline Miami 1 were amazing. Van is one of the standout moments in gaming, and I really appreciated that Hotline Miami 1 had that depth of like of the boss fights. Hotline Miami 2 doesn't, and I think it does suffer a little bit. Not much, but a little bit for it. I thought this was such a cool idea. Like, oh, you're on the second floor of the level you were just on. and the stairs that would go to a previous floor just go to the bottom.
Did you recreate this, or did you figure out how to copy the level file?
I think I may have recreated it. I don't remember. I think I actually did copy the level file though. I don't remember.
With my first campaign, I did that once, being like, there's no way they expect you to recreate it every single time. Then I started rooting through the files, and I just forced myself to learn it, because I was not going to recreate the same bar like 8 times.
Yeah.
Which it is kind of strange. There's no, like, duplicate level in the editor screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see that. That's cute, Danny. This is also, like, the only mod with workable tree sprites that are changed. How'd you do that?
I think literally I just changed the color. I made the tree items all brown, so they have this like gross like green and brown.
But because
Go
I
ahead.
remember trying to change them, they just didn't, like, in game they just didn't do anything. So this always confused me.
Well, you have to change the leaves primarily, and I forget. There's like some other thing you have to do to get it to actually work. But even then, the actual colors that the game switches through for determining what color it should render it as it's predetermined. So it always goes from like green to blue. So even these sprites don't stay brown; they become green.
Yeah, I'm watching them shift color right now. Just something I don't think I ever noticed.
Yeah, it works well for the theming of Miami Falls, but I wouldn't really recommend it if you actually want your trees to be a unified.
It's kind of trippy. Trees don't normally cycle colors like that, but the way that you like just put them in a like we're just in a surrounding forest. It was always funny. Very 2016.
Yeah, no jungle background in campaigns.
No, we still don't have that. We figured out waves, but no jungles.
Yeah.
Emergency mission. This is war, ass face. I tried making snowy pine trees with that effect, and they were bright green/blue and aqua in game. That's cool too, actually, but
Sounds like that wasn't what you were going for.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, silencer. I called this Soldier Hush back when I made it.
That's like a good thing?
No. Well, it was a good thing back then. It is not a good thing anymore.
So is the idea to not, like, aggro incorrectly?
No, it's just like it's really a lot of enemies on.
We'll just be in. Okay. Well, I hope that I didn't. There we go. I'm always distrusting like early soldier levels to do ammo boxes remotely correct. You already told me that there's one on every floor, so I shouldn't be too worried.
Usually right at the entrance too. So it's like this one has an ammo box on it. That's right there, but it's a little harder to see because it's under a tree.
Oops.
Right now, this is really just kind of the passage waiting room. This passage is actually like an okay level, and Gator is amazing.
Which one's Gator?
Gator is, well, it's the track for passage. Yeah, this is Downfall. Mac, this is I remember you expressly asked my permission to use this song, and
Oh, is this song in
was
Red
it?
Star?
I think it is in Red Star. Well, yeah, so it has to be Red Star. Mac stole. Chat is saying you gotta turn the tunes up.
Do I?
Yeah.
I just didn't want them overpowering us.
Yeah, it's very quiet. I really hate that about the editor. Like the volume of the levels. It's like it takes like 3 tries to get it right.
Oh yeah. I didn't even know that you could get it right. I just figured you'd have to back out and adjust it through the main menu. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I think it's something to do with, because this is a problem I had to deal with while making the save system for MH. Is like they don't, because of the way the game saves, it doesn't like track it global value of music.
Well, yeah, if you turn the music down and then die, it'll go right back up.
Right.
Nice spook. How did they handle that in the first game?
Oh, they just didn't. Like, well, when you die, it's really just like it has a temporary file that it saves the data to, and then it reloads it on a reload. I haven't actually looked at those scripts, so I don't know exactly how it does it, but it's probably pretty straightforward. There's like some global variable. Oh no, you know what it is? They save that they have saved an temp file, and then they go read the saved settings.
Makes sense. Alright. I remember this level taking me so long my first playthrough. Cause like...
Now you're just blazing through it like it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call this blazing, but yeah. I'm getting through it at least. This definitely was like the hardest thing I played when I came back to the to Hotline Miami. Cause the game came out, I want to say senior year, 11th grade or senior year. And then
That's about right.
No, yeah, it came out 11th grade. And then I played the shit out of it. I did all the achievements, and then I just waited for the editor and eventually stopped playing it because the editor took forever to come out. And then that December, the beta came out, and I played it a bit on my laptop, but it kept crashing, so I just gave up on it. Didn't come back to it for a really long time. So
Yeah.
Miami Falls was like what retrained me to be good at the game. Because oh goodness, yeah, I got the same face.
That was deliberate.
The sound effects are a bit loud too.
Yeah, we've got reports that the sound effects are a little loud and that your mic is quiet.
My mic is quiet.
On my first MF playthrough, I accidentally played the 3rd act before the 2nd. Please forgive me. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't know how like super spoilers we want to get into. I don't really care.
People play it. It's 2016.
Yeah, people have played it.
This is a look back.
Yeah, like here's the sad, cruel reality of Miami Falls. Acts 1 through 3 have nothing to do with each other at all. They have nothing to do with each other. The actual storyline was created after Acts 1 through 3 were done. Like this whole thing with there being Oscar Barrett, and Private is Oscar, and Oscar is the character in Act 2, not Sledge, but the hazmat guy. All of that was done after the story was already written. So like Act 1 is about something completely different. Act 2 is about Sledge, and Act 3 is about Oscar, but Act 4 is kind of what actually made it about something in general. Very ad-libbed.
It took me a while to realize that Oscar was the same dude. I didn't really put it together till way later. But what was 5 going to be about?
Act 5 was like, it was going to be about Oscar and like the radio post addict. And like they go back to, I think they go back to either Tampa or Miami or something. Because the despite being named Miami Falls, not a single level in Miami Falls takes place in Miami.
Got him.
Not even one. They all take place in Hawaii or Tampa. So the Act 5 would have been about going back to Tampa, and the idea was that it was kind of a meditation on like not continuing a story that's over, and like learning to put away old ideas, just let them go, and move on. It was going to be very meta.
Oh, that's how it's bread and butter.
Yeah, it's like I do not consider Miami Falls to be in any way. Oh well, yeah. Act 3 is in Albany, but it's Albany, Georgia, just for reference. It's like a few miles north of Florida. I don't consider Miami Falls to be in any way like remotely close to what a Hotline Miami 3 would look like. Like it has no meta narrative whatsoever. It's not about anything. It's just a story. But Act 5 would have been my take on what something like Hotline Miami 3 could have been about.
But now it's canceled. Don't ask for it.
Yeah, pretty much. You can listen to the music that I selected for it if you want on my SoundCloud / Judas.
There you go. Also listen to his cool thunderclap sounds. Music.
Please, I need more views. Miami Falls isn't even in Miami. 4chan meme arrows, Miami Wastes. Yeah, no. That's a red herring.
Danny lied to you, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, literally, I lied to you. And I decided, I don't know if I decided after the fact, aspiring to sound like rap. I don't rap yet, but just wait. I actually do think that, yes, the Miami Waste thing was planned from the beginning, because you see like Sarge talking about the waves, and like the bartender says like you're not in Miami, or it's been 6 years since the war or something. Like it's about the Hawaii wars, but it's a different take on it.
And being a 2016 campaign, you could get away with the soldiers all having the same face without people thinking that it was intentional. Like,
Yeah.
people just go, oh, well, that's the limitations of the editor. Oh, well.
Yeah, but it was intentional, and that's I don't know. I worked in the limitations, and I think it came out just like story-wise. I think it came out all right.
Yeah, it definitely exudes an atmosphere that most campaigns lack. It's something unique to it. I think a big part of that is just this music selection, especially the final.
Yeah.
show.
Cat's talking about how good the music is, and I have to say, I agree.
Yeah, back when we had like everything to choose from, like you took so
Yeah.
many good ones. You, that one, I forget what it's called now. It's like one of the first ones for Act 3. It's a really harsh song, but I love it so much. It's,
A 357. Oh, Ebola Da? Oh god, I love Ebola Da, and I did it dirty. I did it dirty. It's an intro level. Yeah. Well, not with an Oscar level, but it's just like it's not a level. It's
Oh,
an
really?
intro. Yeah,
Oh.
it's
I just remember finding it and loving it.
yeah. I think it was fine for like when it came out, because you don't. When you first play it, you probably don't beat that intro in like 10 seconds before the song even starts. But nowadays, you do. So
Yeah, we'll see how far I get through it. I'm getting through this way faster than I thought. 'Cause I haven't touched this in so long.
yeah.
I honestly, my mental thought of this was it was way harder than actually it's turning out to be. It's just, bait central.
Well, it's definitely bait central. Like this is if you wanted to full combo it, I think it would be a bit more difficult, but
yeah.
not by much.
What is this? A code book? Ooh, Hawaiian?
Eggheads. Yeah, Hawaiian.
What's the Hawaiian language?
I was inspired by like Navajo code talkers in World War II. I was like, oh, what if the Reds were using the Hawaiian language as code? As if the Americans wouldn't be able to translate that.
Oh, Danny. Oh. The thing with the code talkers is they were only in America.
Exactly. They weren't like native to Germany.
Did you not add levels, or is that a glitch too? Like, I mean, level scores.
I don't think I added level scores. I think back then we didn't understand how it worked, so we just didn't do it.
Gotcha.
Even now, I don't know how it works.
Uh,
Oh no! You broke the cutscene.
That's supposed to be a moral choice you do after the cutscene ends.
I actually did shoot him at the end, and I wondered what was gonna happen. I kind of got panicky. 'Cause I had no idea, like, the scope of the editor at that point. This isn't real. Where does this song play in the main game? Is it the secret biker bar?
Is this Black Tar? I think this is the table cutscene.
Okay. The very first dong 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 sounds so cartoony. I don't like it.
Yeah. The glass break sound for shattering reality. Yeah.
But Mac did that too. And Red Star.
Oh, everybody's done that at least once.
That or the like the record scratch, kind of like the pause sound.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Could have burned him with the flamethrower if you wanted. I remember like putting that particular table there specifically so that you could pick up the weapon and kill him afterwards if you wanted to. Unfortunately, you start with a weapon now, so it's kind of meaningless, but that was the idea. Black tar is apparently used both in the table scene and microbar.
Okay, makes sense. Now on to Act 2. I like this one a lot. It's got like with all the bright colors and whatnot. It's very cool.
I still like Act 2, and you should definitely try to scope around for the secret cutscenes because they're fun.
Okay, I'll do that.
Also, don't throw away the revolver. No, you don't get to shoot him with your mine bullets.
God damn it, you're afraid of this gun, kid. I like the big giant green night sight you gave it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Also, like, how proud of yourself were you when you decided to rename Hammer into Sledgehammer?
I gotta tell you why he's Sledge, because it's so funny. Like, he's in the canon of like the concept behind Miami Falls. It's not like Sledge is like a unique person. It's literally like Miami Falls. Like at the time I assumed like How I Met Your Mother 2 is a movie, so Miami Falls is also a movie, which means that Sledge is a character being played by H.M. Hammer.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. That's the idea. That's why he's Red Hammer. That's why his name is Sledge.
Did you add like is the side of his head? He's got like a fade.
He's got a fade, and I also gave the quiff a little bit more length.
Oh really? Okay, I can see it.
Yeah,
Now.
and
That's really funny. Thanks, Bully.
I think I added a smile. I don't know if he had that smile
No,
normally.
it's definitely not his normal mouth.
Yeah.
I was very confused to what these yellow men were when I first played this.
Oh, they have not aged
No.
well at all.
I want to complain about the guns without outlines. Is this supposed to be a Glock?
Yeah, that is a Glock. These are actually all like No More Room in Hell weapons, because I use the No More Room in Hell weapon sounds for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I meant to say that is I intentionally chose not to put the sound mod on because I hate it.
Very loud.
Very loud, very echoey.
Yeah.
So, what's the pistol? Did you have like actual weapons in mind for these guns?
The pistol's the Glock 17.
Okay.
The silencer is a like a 22 pistol. It's like a MK3. And there's like a silenced Uzi. You only see it in one of the outros in Act 3, but it's like a stupid like homemade 22 SMG.
Okay.
That's the only place it shows up.
Where does it show up?
It shows up in one of the, I think it's an intro in Act 3. I think it's the one before rage.
Okay, we'll try to find it. And what's a shotgun?
Yeah. The shotgun is it's just like a generic one. I don't remember what it was anymore.
It's kind of weird.
It's got that orange. It's supposed to be a night sight, but it looks like an airsoft.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Well, the black guys, the hazmat guys, I thought they were black dudes with like crop tops at first. It was like it took me a second to really figure out what I was looking at until like their masks flew off their face. It really confused me. So shooting the unarmed guys, you could say is edgy, but I like it as a gameplay thing because as soon as a weapon's on the field, they will go for it. So
Yeah,
they are kind of threats.
It's kind of cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't work super well because if they pick up the weapon without having first been knocked down, they can't shoot.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they kind of just haplessly run at guns, and you can't pick them up anymore afterwards, but they're still harmless unless you knock them down first. Sledge is like, he's not supposed to be like, he's supposed to be like a cool villain, like, which is why people like him. That's the point. He's not supposed to be an edgy. Yeah, he's not supposed to be an edgy loser villain. He's supposed to be like he's so cool. That's why I give him all the stupid one-liners.
He shoots his own men.
Yeah.
That would never
Calls him
backfire.
Baldy. And his men hate him.
I do like the lore that Hammer plays. If you should have been in the credits like H.M. Hammer as Sledge.
Yeah. I remember telling Yoss about that thought I had, and he was like, "What?" Just like, that's stupid.
Is this an unarmed bathroom idol?
It's an unarmed bathroom idol. He's taking a poop, and you're like, I gotta kill you. Sorry. Gotta clear the level.
T-Rex from Jurassic Park. I like the idea of civilians being in the level, like for like a wrong engine thing. You don't like killing them is negative points.
Yeah, actually, Corey and I were having talks about that in Paradise because we were talking about how street warfare, like gang violence, is not just randomly shooting mobsters and everyone you hit is a mobster. No, there's a lot of collateral
entire
damage.
village is only mobsters.
Yeah. I love the color coordinated outfits, and I actually really like the design of those Dodgers, even though they look a little bit. I love their giant cattle prods. That's what that is.
I didn't really think about what they were until like chapter 4 when you play essentially as one. I just figured it was the same doorbuster, which really cool concept. Totally stole that in Human Being. The nuclear thrones to doors.
Yeah.
Too bad it I think I put it in the first level and then I realized how poorly they actually work because enemies can run through them. So I just saved it for the prison level where it makes sense that a bunch of doors are locked.
What were those unarmed gang dudes? The unarmed gang dudes are just people. Like, they're not like gangsters. They're just like stand-ins for like normal people. And yes, they are in fact, refugees. And yes, they are cattle prods. Oh, super anti-refugee. Sledge is a power fantasy. I just wish I could shoot those refugees all day long.
Danny's gonna have a heated gamer moment.
I told Rob before the stream started that I could end this whole career.
Oh my goodness, I've got my fingers on the Alt F4. Hate to interrupt, but we have a purple. Gil caught one of those what's NDCU?
What's NDCU? It's the National Disease Control Unit.
There we go. And they're snooping around our block. Our irradiated block. I like how his face just falls off at the end of Act 4. He's just like,
You'd always crack me up. So there is, I think there is maybe 1 or 2 secret cutscenes once you do the required thing where you talk to the NDCU eater-upper guys.
He's dead now.
Someone should make a Moon Man campaign, LMFAO. They already did. It sucked.
Is Moon Man even like a relevant meme at this point?
Not anymore. He definitely died a while ago.
That's what I thought. But yeah, Atlan fucking made a Moon Man like sprite and then was like shocked that someone used it for something racist. And it also shocked me that Steam doesn't have like an auto pickup on the N-word for like the level's gone now. It got reported enough, I think, but the fact that you can just put that there in the title
Yeah.
and like
I still have it downloaded. It's still hanging out in my single levels folder.
Daddy's got a rare gem there. And,
Yeah.
this is bullshit. This stuff not going to come out of the carpet. That's the man that you can mine shot. It's gonna be so nice.
Yeah.
That blood better be there when this level actually gets under siege. Am I going to the car now? Is that the only level?
I think you might be able to watch the TV. I don't remember.
Okay,
There's a couple levels where you can watch the TV, but I think there's usually only like
This
one
TV
secret
is not
cutscene to
working.
a level. Carpet chokes are the new thick skin. I want to know what the contractors were smoking when they designed the layout of Sledge's place. It's just this ridiculous, stupid pimp hideout, and it's right beside two giant slum apartment buildings. Oh no! It's a spoiler. You can't just do that.
I just did it. Hey, no killing you, jackass. Yeah, who do you think you are? Relax, people. He's with us.
This giant mutant. He's real pissed off.
Got a report from what happened down south. Searched up the man. Appears to be a ringleader known as Sledge.
There is a radio in the top left of this level that is a secret cutscene.
Yeah, I want to have like a Russian character foil to hammer in called Sickle. I think that
Barrett
would
is
be
a furry.
fun.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Some close stats on him. Why did you make it spoilers? Why'd you risk that?
I don't know. I think it actually I did not know that if you right-clicked, your cutscene sprite just went away. It's kind of like a funny coincidence because it's like you wouldn't understand that it's a spoiler the first time you play it. It's just a bug.
Joe be for a few weeks. Is it Andrew Quayle?
Oh, it's Hurricane Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, Florida's is getting the shit stick today.
It really is.
Yeah. Although I do think it's goofy that people assume the ending of Hotline Miami 2 meant that only Florida and Miami got nuked. Like, I feel like you're willingly ignoring a lot of subtext. There's people out there being like, oh, well, Jacket could have survived because he was in a prison. And we all know prisons are designed to withstand nuclear explosions, right?
Definitely want to keep the felons alive in the event of a nuclear apocalypse.
Hey, Rob, you gonna use my design for Sickle? Did you make one? We might have done this joke already. I don't know.
Oh yeah, here we go. The best room in Act 2.
I remember being really impressed with like, the tile designs because I like it a lot. I still like it.
Later is okay. Like, I think the third floor is actually pretty decent. It's like okay by current standards. It's not good. It's just like, yeah.
What's supposed to be on the Fat's head? Like
the Fats are wearing like I think it's like a single respirator gas mask. And it's just, yeah, it does. It's not supposed to be, but they do look like Bane. They've got the same head straps.
It's the same way that like the Hotline Miami van looks like Mr. Reveal. Dennis was like, shit, I noticed that when the game was out.
Yeah. Jacket hid behind the new poop toilet in his cell.
Like, this is good, interesting use of them because they're there and they block your shots.
Yeah. And really what you're kind of supposed to do, and this is what I do every time, is you just walk in and then you just spray all of your bullets at everything in the room and hope everything dies.
Very hurts blood.
Yeah, very much hurts blood. Biker is more than likely dead, but it's unlikely that all of America was nuked, so there's always a chance that he's alive.
Yeah, there's people like hanging out in Montana for sure.
Yeah. Honestly though, I just don't think it's really worth like commenting on whether or not major characters survive Hotline Miami 2 because they wouldn't matter in Hotline Miami 3 if it were to be made.
Check it, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Europe 50B, Europe 50B. What, are you talking about the Yellow Vest protest?
You talking about chat?
Yeah, I'm talking about chat.
Well, there was that one like My Little Pony post, like Jack with a jacket, like a sports jacket, and it's like we need to get rid of the bad immigrants.
Oh god.
It was like a legit like post someone put on the subreddit.
Yeah. Thoughts on yeah, that's a classic. Wall notches.
Yeah, like I can't believe I'm really mad at myself that I just when I first saw them, I was like, oh, those are in the main game, and you just can't do something about them in the editor. And I just like learned to look right past them and not even notice them until you started yelling at me for it. It was like all I had to do was drag the thing in a different direction. That's literally
Yeah. That's it. You just have to make all your walls one object or like one drag, and then do it left to right and top to bottom, and it works just fine. Do it any other way, you get wall notches, and everyone yells at you.
Yeah, and now I see them and I just cringe now. Like I nuke those things very quickly in my levels nowadays because I've become such a freaking perfectionist.
They're even a problem when working standalone sometimes. Not if you're magic like me.
Yeah, not if Manny reinvent the entire way walls work. Make them infinitely more frustrating, but more freedom. Like, I like being able to have, like, super short walls.
Oh yeah, this song was in the trailer, and Soda, who made the trailer, was like, this song, I hate this song now. After working on that trailer for like hours upon hours, after to listen to it.
I can feel that.
Yeah. I like this, I actually really like this particular little exchange where you have to like either shoot at or throw your gun at the dodger. Usually I throw my gun at the dodger because it usually knocks out the guy right behind him. Miami Falls Act 3 is the best one. Genuine question, any tips on making a campaign trailer? Well, I would say like random shots of violence is probably not necessarily the best way to go, because it's just really overdone. But it is like the default way to go. Like I would start from there and then try to think of like some unique set pieces you can show off in your trailer, and give some hints as to what the drama's gonna be. Don't put it front and center if you can avoid it. Other than that,
The hard part is without any voice acting, like, you missed about 50% of what a usual action movie trailer or action game would be, which is the dialogue.
yeah.
So you do have to be creative, but yeah, just splices of violence, even though that might actually be what the game is about. You have to be more creative than that. I really don't have an answer yet. It's something I've still been brainstorming for, like, how I'm gonna advertise the period.
Yeah, and like trailers are really an art. Like it's not just something you can do on a whim. It's something that takes a lot of practice to do really well. Just do your best. Trailers are not really necessary anyways, but they're just nice to have.
You have something to post to the subreddit.
Yeah. Get in, the all-time most rated, or either that or only get 50 upvotes.
Definitely the
One or the other.
30 upvotes. Like someone posted that they got all the achievements in Hotline Memory 1, and so your post just got ignored.
I feel like the Oscar scene at the end of the trailer was kind of useless. You can't even tell what you're looking at. That's kind of the point. The Oscar end card is supposed to be really opaque because you're not supposed to Oscar is was kind of like a secret at the time of that trailer being released. You're supposed to experience it yourself.
Chief.
One of the things I liked doing about Act 2 was like I would take floors from levels and make them the intros and outros. Like I don't think Hotline Miami 2 ever does that. I thought that was like a really cool way of like setting up levels that you were going to play in and making sure that the world felt a little bit more real than it did in Hotline Miami 2, because Hotline Miami 2 still feels pretty floaty. Even compared to Hotline Miami 1, which is extremely floaty. Like, nothing is real.
I'm trying to think of like examples, but you're absolutely right. None of the intros end up becoming like levels. But yeah, I've done that in the past too. It's a cool way to like establish a location. And
yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of games do that. I remember Wolfenstein does that.
Oh yeah, it's a really common way of like approach, but it's I think it's a good way of doing it because like the point of Act 2 is it's supposed to feel a lot more grounded in reality than the other acts, because it's actually a real event, because it's mostly from the perspective of Sledge for some reason.
The coolest boy. I like how you made the fat like intestines spill out even further. Like they're just like pulled to the side.
There is that TV on the bottom of the screen as a secret cutscene once you're done with the main cutscene. Danny, what are your top 5 campaigns of all time? I can't name 5 campaigns. Sorry. Well, number 1 is always going to be Pig Fingers. Shout out to Pig Fingers. Haven't played it. Play it with the music mod. It's pretty good.
I streamed it.
Yeah. Other than that, I really like Florida Freakout. I know it's not a campaign, but Florida Freakout is up there. I love it to bits. Great idea. I hope you guys do that again at some point. Please don't say Neural. I was not planning on saying Neural.
Neural's cool. I liked Neural. I like running in circles.
I love Neural's levels, at least at the time I played them, you know.
Well, I liked them at the time because that was like one of the first campaigns I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's make them hard.
Let's make them difficult.
And I was like, finally. Yeah!
Oh, this little scene is like, it's the radio voice from Act 1, 3, and 4. Like talking to Sledge, but Sledge literally cannot hear it. It does not exist for Sledge. It's just for the player.
I see.
That's why it says that Beep Beep Detective is actually a reference to an online game where you have to determine whether or not you're talking to a computer or another human player. And one of the baked-in responses is Beep Beep Detective.
Which game is this?
Which game is it? I don't actually remember. I don't remember what it's called. I could probably find it if I look for it. I think you'd like Miami Menace. I tried Miami Menace. I played, I think, 2 levels of Miami Menace, and then I stopped playing Miami Menace. No offense to Daffy, I just couldn't get into it at the time that I played it. And I just really can't be asked to open Hotline Miami 2 anymore. Let's play the main campaign levels. Sorry, guys. That's not to say that like workshop content is bad. It's just that I want to look at something in Hotline Miami 2. It's usually just to see what Denison did.
I was really hoping these guys would cycle frames, but it's not the right dog.
They only have one death animation, so they only have 1 frame. Mason asks, Danny, what's your favorite chapter in Miami Falls? My favorite individual level is Addict. Yeah. The answer to that question is I like Addict even though everyone hates it. And the other answer to that question is Act 4 is my favorite. Because it's, like, it actually aged well and has really unique set pieces. Aged well as in it didn't age as badly as everything.
What's that called? Paradise something? The Copperhead
Paradise
song?
Warfare.
Warfare.
Yeah. Danny, what is your opinion on the complete wasteland that is Hotline modding right now? Please stop making Midnight Animal phones. Please make your own concepts with colors in them. Thank you. The end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not you in particular. Not you in particular, Azire. Your work is great, and I love it. But everyone else.
Literally everyone else.
I'm trying to think of what other campaigns I remember. I'm gonna give a shout out to Atlan's Blessed Redux. Yes, I wrote Blessed, but also he did a good job making it playable. I would not put it in my top 5 though, because that's really conceited and narcissistic. I don't know. Maybe Cryoblation. But like, it's got some fun levels and some really unique ideas. Writing isn't perfect, but it's okay. I have to give a shout out to Snowfall and Red Star, just because they're really well done. I don't much care for the level design in them, but, you know, that's my personal taste. Everything else is, like, pretty good.
Yeah.
Rob, you have a question. They say, have you played Tokyo 2041?
I have, when it first came out. And I was like, cool, this has got some promise to it. And then Anibus gave up on it, and I guess the rest of the cast and crew working on that. But it was neat. I like the music in it. I like the way like the tiles changed colors. I want to do stuff with that.
Yeah.
And just, you know, it was cool to play some Hotline Memory with new mechanics. And it probably won't be that hard to revive once Wrong Engine comes out. I would think.
Well, I hope people don't just revive dead mods, because there's a million dead mods with way more ideas than there are dead mods. Like, I'm just hoping that Wrong Engine doesn't become, like, the go-to place where people just try to remake stuff that already exists.
Wrong Engine is the premier engine for those who want to bring back Midnight Animal before it became anime. Well, I think once Miami Horror comes out, people can see like what you can really do with modding. I think that'll change things. At least I hope. I think that'll activate some people's imaginations.
Activate some beans. Get some membranes rolling.
Activate some almonds, I think.
Yeah, there you go. That's the thing with Tokyo 2041 was there was no real direction and all the members just kind of split up to do their own things after a while, leaving absolutely no one. Yeah. Modding is like a mid-devil good? A mid-evil is really good. I don't know about a mid-devil. I assume that's a typo. Music makes it hard to hear your voices.
Rob, the music's loud again.
Dad, damn it, Daddy.
How could you do this? How could you make the
balance
music loud?
the songs when you put them into the music mod?
Don't just like knock it down like 1 or so notches. Don't put it down like 5 because it will get super quiet.
Do it.
Or just like bring us up if possible.
Well, the thing is...
Did you just skip the cutscene? You're just gonna leave without doing the cutscene?
Oh, is there a cutscene?
You can't leave. Yeah, you can't leave without doing the
Sledge
cutscene.
say something cool in one line?
Sledge something really cool in one-liner. Like, he tells the guy, "Oh, don't talk like a grandma."
Or I shove it so far up your ass you can use it as a novelty rifle.
Novelty rifle.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I still don't get it.
He could shoot all the way through it out his mouth, you know? And it's a novelty rifle. It's like crazy.
I can use you as a novelty rifle. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. You're walking away with this.
I think it might actually have been a Postal 2 Cat Silencer reference, yes. I don't remember if it was
Still
deliberate though.
two cats.
Yeah.
I remember that shit. That's all.
Scream for your guards or something. Oh wait, I have to be honest, I killed him.
Dead.
Yeah, scope creep is a huge problem, and it's something you have got to clamp down on when you're making your mod, or you will get carried away.
That's just a rule in designing anything with like software, essentially.
Yeah. If you have too much creative control, you will like just completely screw yourself over if you're not careful.
I see they got the blood out. They really put their elbows into it.
Yeah.
Where does this lead to? Is this a balcony with indoors?
Yeah. It's just like a bunch of tiered balconies
Yeah.
all over the place.
Fucking kill 100 cops, bring home all that shit to party. No respect, not even once. They don't respect.
bad.
They don't respect Sledge. They don't know how much he loves them. Monster brought on by radioactive mutation. Sounds familiar.
And that's a secret cutscene,
Oh,
but it's just really too big.
clearly the CDC are afraid that the long-term effects of a nuclear war with Russia will frighten them.
I think the biggest problem with trying to mod Hotline Mammy is that there's a lot to fix. Hotline Mammy is not made to be modded. You can't just like do that. It doesn't work. Like you either have to start from scratch or you have to put in the time and effort to make the game function so that you can mod it. So how much sprite-based slave labor is working on Miami Horror? I've got 2 people doing sprite-based slave labor right now, but not as much as like you.
I've only got 2 people. got
well,
Jay.
not I don't. They're not slaving as much as like Psycho named Jerry is.
Oh, Jerry hasn't made anything for me in months. I've asked, like, I asked for that Ninja Evan sheet like May, and we're leaning on July.
Spaghetti code, lack of proper documentation, no real tutorials, etc. Yes, Hotline Mammy 1 is not made to be expanded. You cannot expand it. As it exists. Like if you work hard on it, you can expand it. Oh, let's take a second from ranting about Hotline Mammy modding, talk about this scene. This scene is the one in which Barrett gets mad at a racist cop. You're welcome.
Got this thug on the ground, right? Yeah, sure. Is exactly what.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so like, he's in the scene. Watch your words, pig. I'm literally carrying a weapon right now. Just because this real life red dawn doesn't mean you can behave how you like.
What a clunky line.
Actually, I'm a monster. I'll eat ya. Get the equipment. So are they going against orders?
No, they're just gearing up or using weapons for the big raid. I'm not entirely sure what my idea behind this was exactly, or why I felt the need to have. Well, I guess the idea is that this Act 2 Barrett just really doesn't like working for the NDCU and doesn't like his coworkers at all, and feels really stifled by it or something.
Gotcha. I remember him breaking. I think eyes breaking orders, right? Going lethal.
It's definitely implied that it's breaking orders. Like, I'm not gonna tell you whether or not it is or isn't, because the whole point of like that particular cutscene is to put even more ambiguity in Barrett's like telling of the story. Also, Azar has a great point. Instance destroy object effector, instance create object effector house, instance create object phone conversation. 3 lines that are required to start dialogue in any version of Hotline Miami modding until you realize that you have to redo the entire dialogue system because it sucks.
You redid that though, right? Have you
I
finished
did.
cutscenes?
I have not finished the cutscene system. Don't tell the chat.
Alright. So is this Uzi you're talking about? Or Mac 10 it looks like?
There's like a regular Mac 10. Yeah, that's just the regular Uzi though. There is a silenced Uzi that will show up in Act 3, and I think it's also in Act 4.
Whoops.
If it makes chat feel better, the only thing left to do with the cutscene system is like just expand its functionality. It's like it works really well.
Where are the melee weapons?
Oh, there's a melee weapon in that room you just ran out of, like the first room. It's in the bottom right, or it's on that washer directly in front of the door.
Oh,
Like, in the
right
room,
there,
in the
blind,
middle, yeah.
okay.
Rob, it's brute. I'm so much. I turned up the volume for a second. I am so much louder than you. I don't even know how that's happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can turn you down and turn me up a little bit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're part of like the game volume and whatnot, because it's mic and then desktop.
Yeah.
So then I can like turn that down a bit. I've really
Yeah,
been paying
as
attention to the chat.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to the chat for you. Mute the music before you get sued. Tracy Zoo doesn't get people demonetized.
Yeah,
Rage will get you demonetized because that's got just Awfulstein in it, and you are not going to have a good time getting that video uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah, I don't really use that dude. Brett used to mute the video, but it I think they stopped doing that. I think because
Yeah.
like you can go back and you can listen to 9 Lives and like Blue's videos again.
Yeah.
'Cause for a while.
All those previous mutes have kind of gone away, but the one that has stayed is, I'm pretty sure, just Awfulstein will still wreck your video.
Ridiculous.
Unfortunately, so if you guys are catching this live, this is the only way to catch it because Rob's going to jail after this.
Copyright cop has met his match.
The copyright cop has met his match. It's the bigger copyright cop.
The lawyer cop.
Yeah.
The cop and
Why
the
can't
lawyer.
Game Maker have full epic support for funky screen shaders? It absolutely does. You just have to do some magic with the application surface.
I don't know why I keep wanting to shoot them.
Any release date for MH? I did that twice. I'm not doing it again. That was a huge mistake.
I'm gonna say it's not coming out till 2020. Just looking at how things are going. Cause when's the last time you made a level, Danny?
I have not made a level in months. Let's just call it months. I haven't made it a level since
12 of them, would you say?
yeah, there are no levels in Miami Horror right now. There's only testing playgrounds.
Testing
Actually, there is one
playgrounds.
level. There is one level. Made by a mysterious man who will continue to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Till maybe like the end of the stream or something. I don't know.
No, I gotta finish some stuff. But what were we doing? Is this the final chapter for this, by the way?
Yeah, Crasher is the last level for.
Okay, then I'll make a decision if I want to do Act 3 or not at the end of this. Because I needed to test some more things for Human Being 3, because I was like planning on doing a dev stream on Monday. But that particular level's full of spoilers, so I have to like get the spoiler stuff out of the way first.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. Anyways, yeah, so my whole point with asking you when have you done a level was because I feel like you're underestimating the time sink that making good modern levels takes.
Oh, it definitely takes longer than I am assuming. We're still not done with major features yet. I gotta keep working on those. Danny request number 321 to play a round of Battle Royale Plus with the boys in the future. I keep asking who up
in the RobCord Discord, and nobody answers me.
It's because
What
you
do you think
ask
that
like on
is?
a Saturday, or you ask like on a Monday, and like
I only get Mondays off.
I know, but like the thing is, we're the few adults in a community of children, and they're all in a like. I guess now that it's summer, it shouldn't be an issue, but
And the man, any tips on spriting? Contrast. In Hotline Miami 2, the sprites usually use a lot of just saturation increases and decreases on shadows, which is fine for your purposes. But the big thing is make sure that your shades look different. They got to be significantly darker or brighter than one another. And other than that, it's just trial and error. Like, look how Denatun do it, and just try to mimic that as best you can. That does sometimes mean making spaghetti arms, but it's how it be.
yeah, like certain cutscene sprites are so fucking funny. Like if you go frame by frame. The general committing suicide, like he literally took the time to sprite the general's cheeks expanding. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Um,
Lego Max says, I promise my level design has improved and Rob can vouch for me. And Rob, I'd kill to stream with you, especially since you never finished the SF update SN8.
oh, that's right, I didn't, because I had work that day. So I guess I've streamed Red Star, but I haven't streamed it since the Red Star update. But I think all that did was make Nikolai goofy thick.
Dummy thick.
Dummy thick. Like he's got like the Cro-Magnon forehead and just muscles for days. So we could do that at some point if you just want to hang out and chill. But yeah, 'cause I couldn't get through the final floor on Snowfall before I had to go to work because I'm bad.
Are you excited for the floor where there are going to be 6 fat guys and a shotgun?
A single shotgun?
Yep.
I love circle strafing.
Alright, yeah, I was actually about to address that question, Jerry. I don't know if I have seen your buff body type. I actually...
You have. If you've seen Snowfall's update, that's Jerry's.
Oh, okay. I mean, if it's sprite complete, then that's good on its own. I just don't like the head on the buff guys. I feel like the two pixel wide eyeballs look silly.
Yeah, I prefer that head that you made. That's kind of closer to the fat head.
It's the same shape as the fat head. It's got a little bit more shape. The problem with that one is if you're not careful, it really does look like a baby face, which in its own way can be quite goofy.
Like I like the head shape of the current buff guy, but the way it just eyes are too goofy. You almost just need to find a way to hide the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes look silly, and there's just no way around that. It looked fine in the main campaign because the guy had a huge beard and hair.
Right.
Or not hair, but a huge beard.
Oh.
Alright, here we go. 6 fats and a shotgun. Cling to the bottom left wall.
There it is.
Oh, not even 6. It's not even that hard.
Okay, there we go. And if I had brought a weapon, this wouldn't have even been like an afterthought. Am I gonna stun myself? Forget what happens.
Here we go. It's time to sun yourself.
There's nowhere to run if you jump. It'll just skip you off the concrete. I love that they killed the sun that way. And then they show it to you like halfway through the campaign before he's even introduced as a character. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Chow. There was a comment on one of Blue Doctor's videos that's like, why does he say chow? He's Swedish. I'm just like, because he's a jerk. Oh, I love this cutscene. I wrote this cutscene down in a notepad and didn't edit it at all.
Hello. It's hardly a report if no one is here. Is this a bunch of spelling mistakes or something?
Oh,
I'm
no,
here, Barrett. Barrett 50 cal. I'll have some questions for you. Suppose you would. Is this an item from? No, this has got to be your custom item, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a custom.
Okay.
He says the wrong Chow. It's worse. He says the Sonic Chow. The 2-pix eyes aren't actually the eyebrows. They're the eyes. It's weird. I thought they were the eyebrows too, but they aren't. They're eyes.
Yeah, because certain ones have white ones.
Yeah.
Bore.
Yeah. What Psycho says. Prison Boss does not have eyebrows on his face right now. That's not to say that Dennis could not have made a mistake, but I don't think that's.
Dennis mistakes.
That-
That's like my second most anticipated thing about Sector X is see where these guys have goofed up this time.
Yes. I want to see cursed bathrooms and a side scroller.
I want to see those breasts with legs.
I love this. Barrett says he hates his job and he hates everyone he works with, and the radio says, "Good job, you're promoted.
But
Have fun."
continue.
And he says, "You don't matter at all."
Tape labeled 3. All right, so what time is it?
It is 2:41.
Okay, I think I got some time. I really want to get to 4 is what I want to do.
Yeah, 3. If we go through it pretty quick, shouldn't take super long until Addict. Addict is still very difficult to this day.
So what I want to do is just increase my screen brightness. Do I have a hotkey for that? Alright.
What's the most cursed bathroom y'all have seen? Well, the most cursed bathroom is the hallway bathroom from Full House. There is no two ways about it. It is the most cursed. And what's worse about it is that you don't normally notice it the first time you play the level. You notice it until after. You're like, wait a minute. Why is there a hallway bathroom?
Oh yeah, that's how they get away with a ton of their shit.
I mean, the single most cursed bathroom is the one Cocaine Cowboys level, where it's 9 squares, and all of them are bathrooms.
Alright. Well, my half-assed attempt to increase the brightness didn't work.
Darn, is your stream healthy, at least?
My stream is very healthy. Good old wired connection. Best thing I ever bought, best 120 some bucks I ever purchased is that wired connection. I used to have such an issue with internet. Drove me nuts daily. There we go.
Oh.
Ebolata. Or Ebola.
Yeah,
whatever it's called.
Ebola.
Sure. All these cutscenes is just a whole bunch of sound effects. Crackle. How you doing, pal? My favorite, I remember I was looking through your artwork yesterday, trying to find promotional stuff for Miami Falls, and the fucking Oscar face on Amy's tits.
Oh God, Oscat. Oh, that was the meme that imploded the first Hotline Miami Discord.
Really?
Yes. That was the thing that is the thing that started the schism. Oh my God.
Really? That's what Did they get mad at that or something? Did you make it? I don't know the story. I wasn't there back then.
That's how it all began.
Oh my gosh. I did not know that caused some problems. So what happened?
It's not even the meme itself. It was the fact that like back then I was very me. I was prone to having fun and causing riots in the chat. And I ended up getting blamed for like a lot of people leaving that Discord, even though it really wasn't my fault. And after a while, I just got really sick of it and just left. That's kind of how that server blew up. Danny, you are an absolute mad lad. Yeah, I am.
You made that image. I didn't. I wouldn't have thought that you made it.
I did not make that image. I had my girlfriend make it for me.
Ah.
But yes, it is
That sounds like
official.
something
It is
she would
canon.
like.
How dare you?
I'm just saying, she likes her lizards. Alright, so this is that weird ass suppressed pistol that you were talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the MK3 It's like, I forget what it's just the 22 pistol. Osket is a hood classic. It is. Or well, she is, I guess.
Oh, I guess.
Danny, can I send you an Oscar meme? I want to see all the Oscar memes. I love seeing like.
Dude, you don't want to see a Jerry Oscar meme. That's gonna be some crazy
I want
shit.
to. I want to see Jerry Oscar meme. Hey Rob, do you have a Discord server? Oscat campaign win. Well, whenever Act 5 comes out, I guess I'm required by law to make Act 6, and it's just Oscat. Your story.
It'll be like Brad or Chucky or some shit. And they like fall in love.
It's like the message of Act 5 is like, you shouldn't continue stories when they have nothing left to tell, just for the sake of continuing them. And then Act 6 is, yeah!
Hey guys, he's
We're gonna
got a
do exactly
girlfriend
that.
now! And she's Oscar, she's just like him, but with boobs!
Danny, why you unfriend me on Steam? The main reason I usually unfriend people on Steam is because they haven't talked to me in forever. And if you don't talk to me on Steam, and I don't know or remember who you are, I will unfriend you because I don't like having 50 people in my friends list who I don't.
I unfriend people because I run out of space, and so... Because I just accept everyone, because usually they have questions to ask me. And then, I'll also unfriend you if I see an anime profile picture and it annoys me, or if you post a bunch of like this one dude, and he used to like upvote all my screenshots on like the activity page, but he kept posting like anime porn all of a sudden, and so I was like, I gotta put you down behind the shed, dude. Can't be your friend anymore.
Take you out like Old Yeller.
Yep. Press F.
Didn't Jaden draw nude Osket? Yes, I drew nude Osket as well.
Did you now? I
Yes,
don't think
I
I
did.
saw that.
A few people have drawn nude Osket, actually.
This is a real fucking meme.
It's the big. You have two trading ruined my friends list. What? Why?
Oh, I just ripped the throat out. I forgot you
Yes,
can do
a
that.
throat rip.
Oh yeah, I remember in definitely. Oh, we'll have to talk about some of the secret cutscenes that will not play because they don't exist. Well, they do exist. They just don't work.
They don't work. And
But
oh
they
yeah,
don't-
the Oscar ones. That's right.
They don't work anymore. I was gonna say something, and I forgot.
How do we get over there? Oh, that's okay. I thought that was a window.
Very dark. Oh, there's still a guy in the top left. Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I recently did a test, and no matter what gun you use, it takes at max 5 bullets to kill a fat.
Well, if you use the revolver, it takes 2 on prison fats at
Okay.
least.
Yeah, that's true. It takes actually less than 5 with the revolver on normal fats too. The revolver is like a exception, but the pistols and the assault rifles, despite being different calibers, all take 5, so it's just a faster fire rate, which is something I don't really like.
Yeah.
I'd want to like I'd want to like create a, oh my gosh, like an actual real health system. Actually, maybe is this car on this floor?
I'm going up and down the,
Oh,
the
Hey.
one floor. What are you doing?
it's not my intention.
You're
Like,
on
okay,
the top floor.
So I come here,
This
and then I go down. Alright, there we go.
this isn't one of those levels where there's like multiple staircase, like one staircase. There's like
I don't know where my car is, Danny.
you are one more floor down. One more floor down from where you are on the stream, which is the second floor.
There
I
it
don't
is.
even know what the second floor is. And there was one guy that I accepted on Steam that asked when I was going to publish all of my mods on Steam, and I was like, bruh, if I do that, I'm going to be swimming in C and D letters, DMC takedown madness. I missed most of the stream. Did Danny say where Act 1 is situated, Miami or Hawaii? It is set in Hawaii, but it is a fever dream in particular. Not real.
Did a number on that pump, Oscar. They have gas in the back. I'm I'm sure all these people have seen you on TV by now. Nah, LSD enemies.
Yeah, no, it's the enemy. Oh, I think I've seen that. I think I've seen that Oscar meme before, where it's the cursed Mickey punching out his eyeballs.
Did he post it on Beancord? How the heck do I get past him?
Oh, you have a thing you can throw, and then you just run to the gun and shoot the fat. Or you can bait him. So on this floor, on this level, originally when you complete the it might actually still work, but when you go in the back and you do the cutscene, there is a secret cutscene in the TV on the bottom right. No, it won't work because there's a level clear. I don't remember what that one was. I think it was Oscar seeing himself on TV and being kind of disconcerted by it. And then this one, this is the one with the silenced Uzi. The radio's like, oh, you don't have to do this level. And you don't have to do this level.
Oh, yeah. I remember not doing this level last time.
Yeah, but if you do, there's a secret cutscene by the mark door, and then there's a secret cutscene by the mailboxes.
Does it work?
And it does not work because of the enemies. But
Damn.
the kind of the
Mark
idea
talk?
was to show. No, Mark doesn't talk. The radio talks. He was like, "Stop that." And then if you go to the mailbox, there's like a little scene of Oscar getting a little sad about something he read about somebody going and disappearing or something. I don't know, these secret cutscenes really just meant to give Oscar like more human characteristics. Like there's still little bits of personality left in him other than eating stuff. But unfortunately they did not make the cut because of editor error.
I'm gonna vomit. This LSD screen just really does fuck with me.
I am so excited to try to learn how to get that LSD screen in wrong engine.
You don't need to put it in there. It's fine.
I
It's fine.
mean, I kind of do, but yeah.
No, you don't. Like it's the same way that I'm like really happy that Dinaton made the music modding a pain in the ass, because it prevents me from like loading up a single level and it just like blasting ISIS music.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad that there's a pretty large barrier to entry.
Yeah. As for publishing mods on Steam, I was actually talking to a few people about like, what if Miami Horror got on Steam? The general idea is like, that would be nice.
That's it.
With no follow-up.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, you were really afraid of the music copyright.
It's like, I think if I really wanted to, I think I could, but because I have permission for the music, but I don't really want to contact the artists all over again and be like, hey, can I still use your music? To which they reply, didn't you ask me this like 2 years ago? No.
Yeah. I'd risk it, but I'm not you. Fuck.
Wafflestein. Stop it.
Is this Wafflestein?
This is just Wafflestein.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's not too late. What the fuck? Oh, I'm an idiot. Alright.
You turned off the...
Yeah.
No, okay. I mean, there's no point, like... This level is based on Silent Hill 2.
Is it now?
Yep. You'll notice I love the freaking apartments in Silent Hill 2, and if you look at my portfolio of work, they're referenced everywhere, all over the place.
What do you like about the apartments in Silent Hill 2?
I just love that they're really, like, I love how decrepit they are, but the thing I like the most is that each room has its own personality. Like, it really does feel like it's a bunch of different rooms with, like, different people living in them, and sometimes not even people at all. That's what I like about the apartments in Silent Hill 2. I have referenced them in Gmod maps. I've referenced them in this. In some of the videos I've put up with Miami Horror, you can see I've referenced them in that too. Like this level
Really?
actually
Miami
has like
Horror?
the tiles. If you go look at the snow effect
Oh,
video,
yeah.
you can
Okay.
see the green tiles, which are based on which are actually recolors of tiles I did that look almost exactly like the tiles from Silent Hill 2's Blue Creek Apartments.
Okay. That's
This level in particular has a big old chain link fence in the middle with trash against it, which is a direct reference to Silent Hill 2. Danny, red pill the viewers on r/hotline Miami. I don't like it that much. It's too normie!
pretty much. It's for people who like the first game only and getting achievements.
That's fine. Those people need a place too.
Yeah.
But I don't
we
use
could-
it anymore.
I wish we could convert more people.
Yeah. I don't use phone hom that much either. I wish I used it more, but I don't know. It's just not. We gotta put more effort in making it more.
Right. Well,
It's difficult to moderate it by myself.
mhm.
Miami Horror dog ending. I've got bad news for you.
Dog ending. This is a meme. I
yeah,
don't
dog.
know.
The dog ending in every Silent Hill game, there's either a dog ending or an alien ending, and it's just a goof ending. Where if you do enough complex stuff in the main campaign, you get a secret ending where it basically says either aliens or a dog orchestrated the entire thing, and it's very funny.
That's
And you
fun.
get different credits. So MH will now be a mixture of good old Hotline Miami and old PS horror games like SH and RE like stylistics. Yes. From the stuff, I'm speaking only from the stuff I have shown. MH is stealth, has a little bit of like Silent Hill PS1 Resident Evil kind of flavor. Like that pickup screen I showed off in one of the update posts is as close as I can get to a pickup screen that appears in Silent Hill 1.
That is straight out of a PS1 game.
Right? And the save room is both a mechanical concept that I like better than floor checkpoints, and also, for aesthetic purposes. I like 2 better than 1, but one thing I miss about it is the speed of the game, and to which Jerry replies, 2 is way faster. I don't disagree that 2 feels faster, but I think the main reason 2 feels faster is actually because the level design is more open. Hotline Miami 1, because in reality, I think Hotline Miami 2's handling is slower. Because you feel a lot heavier in Hotline 2 than you do in Hotline 1, and I actually don't like that at all. Switching back between Miami Horror to Hotline 2. But
that's funny because I feel like Hotline Miami 2's got the best movement of any game I've ever played.
Hotline Miami 2's movement is really good. I have no argument for that. I just don't like how heavy you feel.
Like you wish it was faster.
Yes.
That's fair.
And with Miami Horror, it's a completely different story though. With Hotline Miami 2, it's perfect. It's perfect in its context.
Mhm.
Anything you can give about the journalist's role in MH, Dan? This is the Miami Falls stream, not the talk about Miami Horror stream. No, journalist. I'm
Danny,
not going to
you
talk
hack.
about. What?
I was just reading, and this mafia guy just interrupted my ass.
He just wanders in. I like that this level is basically identical to the gas station level, but you have the Tony mask instead of the Carl mask.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So I could have punched those people?
Yeah, you can punch. You did punch someone in the back.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
HM2's executions feel better, though slower. That actually... I talked about this on my dev server the other day, is that the first game is more like a killing simulator in a lot of ways. Especially to newer players who don't treat it like an arcade game. And that's kind of lost on the second game. Oh my gosh, again.
Oh yeah, did you get killed by the dog while you were reading the text?
I got shotgunned somehow.
Oh, I didn't. I guess a random wandered all the. Oh no, those patrollers. They walked straight up into the room.
Oh fuck me.
You have killing throws on this floor.
Useful to know.
Yeah, you would never know it just by playing the
Nope.
level, but you can throw stuff and kill them.
Red Star did the same thing, where it's just like you just accidentally throw your weapon and it hits somebody at one point, it kills them. Like that
Yeah.
one kid.
Miami Falls and Human Bean collab win. Oh, it sounds like we've got promising news for Act 6, so.
There we go.
Talk about how goddamn boring Siege has become. I have kind of officially stopped playing Rainbow Six Siege
Oh yeah,
and
same
gone
here.
back to playing Counter-Strike.
Not that. I've been playing a lot of Apex. That's like my new game with my buddies.
Goddamn normie blues or zoomer.
I guess
Your
so.
fucking Battle Royale shooters.
It's because I like the Titanfall games, which no one played.
Rob, the music is off.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
You asshole.
I gotta get paid, Danny. This is my only form of income. It's my
Only
1,000
one.
subscriber YouTube channel.
Sebson says, don't remind me of Osket. Too bad.
Yeah,
Us
you-
get.
You missed, apparently you missed the big conversation we had about how Osket is the reason why Tony Abyss and I don't get along at all.
So did he get mad at you for that, or is it? Did it just cause a lot of people to leave? Because it's like what? Don't post
Me-
like porn.
Me leaving the server, no, it wasn't porn. Me leaving the server made a lot of people leave the server, and I just wasn't well liked there by like Tony Abyss and others because I was a little hyperactive.
It's just funny because you're so chill now, but 3 years, a lot happens.
Now I hate memes.
Yeah,
I loved memes back then.
I mean, I remember when you and Juan first invited me to like a server. You're very different.
Yeah. Didn't Jaden do Osket where I'm mistaken? Osket comes from a parody of Midnight Animal where Amy was replaced with Osket.
An improvement, in my opinion, would have made it much more fun if you kill your way through that cramped ass apartment and find a lizard lady. With did are those tits traced, or did Spencer actually like
Those,
design those tits?
I have no idea. I'm going to assume that at that time they were designed by him. And the Osket picture was traced, I think.
The Oscar picture had to be traced.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be. Danny, who is, in your opinion, the hottest guy in Hunter? I am always down for some cute Christian boys. Especially if they're Eastern Orthodox. I don't remember his name, though, so
the
leave it at that.
the little private boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tony
he'd be
Abyss be like,
he'd be the catcher in a
Hotline
gay
stuff.
hunter porno.
He would.
I think his name's
He's a
Yosef.
cute little twink.
If that's the one.
Oh yeah. I think he is
Yosef with an I.
Yeah, which is a cute little name. It's the cutest like Russian name you've ever. Yosef. It's me,
Who
Yosef.
is that cute little lesbian and how tight is her? Hunter porn star.
Yeah,
Good
country
job,
porn
Blank.
star.
That's really good. I like that.
There's a parody image, I think, on Mac server of Hunter Porn Star. Is this Addict that we're playing?
We are currently on blind.
Okay, so I gotta back out and redo my music.
Oh, yeah. Well, you are on Addict. If you have completed blind, you are on Addict now because you were playing blind before you quit.
And you missed an outro, you bad man.
It's okay, we weren't really paying attention to him anyways.
The outros are pretty meaningless in Act 3. They were a lot more interesting back when they actually had.
Is there still no game audio? What the hell?
Yeah, we can't hear. Did you turn up the music? You have to turn it up higher than that. That's too quiet.
There we go. This song is like on the top of my phone like music playlist automatically. So every time I plug my phone into my car, it plays this song, and I have to like quickly change it. So
Because you think of Addict.
no,
All the time.
I just actually I kind of I forgot that this song was part of this, but it's just I hear it too much, and well, it's a cool song. It's not a song I want to hear every day when I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to a Dairy Queen last week. I was like,
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was fine. I got a strawberry milkshake.
Yeah. Was it a grill and chill or is it a limited?
It was just the ice cream thing, I think.
I work at a limited. And everyone wants burgers, but we don't have them. It's Anvil. This song bops. This is one of the reasons why I think Addict is the best level in series. Anvil is an amazing song, and I like how it plays into the narrative of this level. This is the only level that actually has like meta commentary. When I made this level, I sought out to just answer the question. You know, the one question everybody knows about Hotline Miami, and that's, do you like hurting other people? And
There it is.
And the answer to that is, it don't matter if you do it anyways. It's like, the entire point of Addict is you just played a 7-floor long hellscape because you like playing Hotline Miami. Why'd you do that? You could have quit and played something else.
Yeah, I really forced myself through this too.
Yeah.
It is a tough one. And especially now that I'm watching some dude. Goddamn doors. Alright. There we go. This is supposed to be the HK. That's what it looks like to me.
Oh, that's like a...
I'm getting Steam messages from a kid who talks to me a lot.
I wonder if he's gonna say the N-word.
I'd appreciate it if he did.
But yeah, there you go. There's the story of Addict. Addict is very hard, and deliberately very hard, because it's making about the way people play Hotline Miami.
Didn't you
The
release this
idea
without the
that-
filter?
I did. It's called what is it? Rehab.
Hey,
Yeah,
get it?
Rehab is a more normie version of Addict. That's what Zabson says, and he's right. And if you want to add insult to injury, just play Rehab with the Oscar mask on.
Is it just the same then at that point? Or did you alter it anyway?
It is identical. It's just you just can choose your mask instead of just playing as Oscar.
So
I actually only made it because I was like, these levels in Act 3 are actually very highly detailed, and I wanted to show off, Addict, because I put a lot of work into the color palette, only to bathe it in red.
why?
Because like you can still make stuff out in the red filter, and I put a lot of effort in making sure you could. And when you play the actual Rehab, it still looks really good to this day.
Okay. So you designed it with the red in mind at least. I thought you said that you didn't. Alright. Gosh, so many enemies just idling so far off the screen. Is this in the time before Soldier Cam?
This is definitely the time before Soldier Cam. Soldier Cam, I don't even know if there's Soldier Cam in Act 4, but there might be. At least for Stormfront. Oh yeah, it's definitely there because I know all of
Oh gosh, sorry, no, you're gonna make everyone in chat on my friends list.
I also want to be in the top left corner. No, don't do this. We don't need heated gaming moments from the chat.
Yeah, if anyone
Immortalized
actually does,
forever.
if anyone does want to try to pull that shit, I will unfriend you. You'll get blocked in the chat too.
Yeah.
Because I gotta put a stamp on that, because I'm gonna be like doing stuff in 20 years. I'm just gonna dig up. Oh, someone said the N-word on your stream once, and that'll be the end of my career, and I'll be back to working at pizza and eating ice soup.
Ice soup.
Some pork.
Oh no. Here comes the most important question. Miami Falls Redux win. I've actually been talking about the idea of what a Miami Falls Redux would look like. I would not redo every level. I see no point in that. I would redo a few levels, the ones that I really like and I really think are kind of important to me and also to Miami Falls. Yeah, Addict is of course one of them. But like levels like, I would probably take all of the levels in Act 2 and just make them one level. Just mush all those ideas into one thing, instead of having, you know, 3 different levels that all have the same basic premise, but with with no like variation between the 3. Link says basically don't do it how I did. I would honestly, if you were to play Miami Falls now, I would rather you play the Redux than the original Act 1. Not because like it's objectively better, which it is, but because it looks better. And it actually captures the feeling of like the bombed out buildings I was trying to show off in Act 1.
Yeah,
and it's also not a
custom
huge
tiles.
pain in the ass. Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't think getting through it was that hard. I mean, it's dumb baiting a lot
Yeah.
of the time, but honestly, got through it pretty easily. It was right now I'm struggling here.
Well, Addict is very difficult, and that's the point of Addict, as I have mentioned.
They keep getting off.
Noisemaker. Well, the idea is with my approach with Oscar was like you need to memorize where the enemies are, because it's mostly statics and patrols. It's like there aren't any randoms. Like
Okay.
the few randoms there are ones that will immediately approach you as soon as you enter a sight line, no matter what. The rest are all pretty much where they are every single time, so that you can remember where they are and not worry about actually seeing. Miami Falls should stay as it is. It doesn't really need to be updated. Well, the point of remastering is just to kind of go back and look at things and like, bring them up to modern standards, just so that people can relive the experience of what it was without the limitations of what it was made in.
Right.
Like,
This felt really professional. This felt like a Hotline Miami 2 DLC when it first came out. And so you want that same feeling again when it comes out, but you're going to have to update it to get that same feeling.
right.
Commands.
And I think kind of the big thing is if I would take a Valve approach to this. If I were to redux Miami Falls, it would have to come out with something that's game changing. Like if I were to redux any part of Miami Falls or release an Act 5, it would have to come out along with Wrong Engine, just to do the same thing that Miami Falls did when it came out, which was kind of put a spotlight on what you could do in the editor at the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like
That's the whole purpose of this existing. It's like it really activated a lot of people's imaginations. It's what you can take with the editor. You're not just gonna be making 50B campaigns.
They did anyway.
A lot of people did, yeah, but that's because a lot of people don't have creativity. I think that you should take like your favorite level from each chapter. So, like I would do like the subway level in 1, and then Send Help, and then Addict, and then I think that's the one with Paradise Warfare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because 5 is fine. It's just not. And Lights Out is crap. I really don't like Lights Out anymore.
Which is the one on the airplane or airport?
The one on the airplane is Stormfront, which is a great level. At least at the time it came out, it was great. I wouldn't say it's aged amazingly. It's still a decent soldier level.
I'm starting to think I have like dementia.
You're not doing so hot right now.
Nah, we're doing fine beforehand.
Yeah. 50B campaigns still can be good, but just need effort.
You said that.
Yes, but also no.
Yes, but also no.
I don't know. I
The story is.
by the end of Hotline Miami 2, everything that you needed to know about 50B and everything that was interesting about 50B had already been explained to a painful level of detail. There's nothing really else you can do in the 50B like concept. Everything that should have been done was done in Hotline Miami 2, and Denatun actually strictly state that in the Abyss. If you read that dialogue and you think about like what saying, it's definitely like a saying, we're done with 50 blessings. It's done. It's like the hobos tell Ryder, Evan, who's a writer, that you agreed not to come back here anymore, as referring to the concept of 50B and the bunker itself and like where all that leads. Like, you are not supposed to come back here anymore. And I feel like that's a very deliberate piece of symbolism, because they could have done it with any other character. And had it work on a surface level just as well. But the fact that it's Ryder and the hobos in the 50B bunkers says something, I think.
Oh God.
There should be a campaign
Daddy!
called Jacket Gets a Death Penalty. What did you do?
No, you did it. Okay, never mind.
What did Wait, what?
It was a cutscene during a combat level, but it was only 2 fats. I
Yeah.
forgot that there was like a little bridge. Okay. So, not ideal, but also.
Yeah, it's meant to be like a very, very brief either. Like, it's supposed to still have enemies on it for some. I don't know why it has enemies on it at all. It's supposed to have enemies on it because it's an Oscar floor, and every Oscar floor has enemies on it.
Okay.
There should be a campaign called Jacket Gets the Death Penalty. The level would just be Jacket frying on the electric chair. There you go. That's Hotline Miami 3.
Honestly, if someone made a workshop like entry called Hotline Miami 3 and then it's just that, I'd play that. I'd stream that.
Conflict between 50B and is that the Communist Party of the United States of America? It is interesting to see how 50B dealt not only with Russian mob but also with inner traders. I just think when it comes to
that was Jacket. I mean, they deliberately sent Jacket after Biker. That's how they deal with it.
They get another operative to do something about it. Say they did the same thing with Richter.
Yeah.
And then they did the same thing to Richter.
Pretty much.
I still want to make a 50B campaign as an excuse to make Hotline Miami 2 visuals in the editor. I miss it. I think that you can make Hotline Miami 2 visuals without going the 50B route. Like, even Hotline Miami 2 has almost nothing to do with 50B. Like, yes, there's Jake, but beyond that, the fans are like echoes of 50B. And that's, again, that is the whole point of Hotline Miami 2, is that everything is echoes of 50B. It's not really 50B anymore. The idea of, like, it's ruminating on the idea of a sequel and what it's supposed to be. But I just don't think you need to do a 50B storyline. I think there is other untapped potential in the Hotline Miami universe.
Yeah. And if anything, if you simply must do a 50B story, you better come up with a pretty unique angle to it. I tried to do that with Madness to a varying level of success, but like if you're going to be stubbornly gonna do a 50B story, like, you really need to like come up with something that people haven't seen. And I don't mean like no one's seen this mask before. Like, you need like a very different angle to it.
says, did you use any color tiles for these levels, Danny? Given how strong the red glow is, did you think it was still necessary? I talked about it a little bit earlier. Yes, all of these levels have, well, with the exception of Rage, have distinct color palettes. Blind is green, Mutant is red. This one is very ocean tones. And I did feel it was necessary because it was important to make sure that the levels were still like actual places that could be in the Hotline Miami universe. It's like it should be recognizable as not just being a level necessarily made with a filter in mind, but being an actual level as well. And I did keep the filter in mind by having lots of high contrast, but the colors, there's still colors in the tiles. Does Oscar Barrett say trans rights? No, but Osket does.
She's a bit more caring about social issues than he is.
Wondering about the Patriots Miami arc as well. That's 50B related, but it's more focused on the two guys and their relationship. I think that's if you're gonna do a 50B campaign, the best and like only approach is to make it about the characters themselves. Like when Blessed like is whatever, but when I wrote it, that was the idea I had. It's like, what about the people? And I think that's what most people approach it with, and I think that's the right way. Because you can't talk about the mystery of 50B because there is no mystery. Like everybody knows what 50B is.
Right. It's like those movies with like a villain, but like or a monster or something, and they spend like half the movie you figuring out like what the monster is and what it's about, but it's also a reboot of a movie from the 80s, so you already know what it is. Like you're just wasting your time. Like apparently the new Child's Play sequel was like that. It's like we already know what the kid's about. Yeah, same with It.
What is Miami Falls? Is it like a river or something? I really don't like that title anymore.
Made me think of Gravity Falls.
Yeah, I have a really bad habit of just making the title of the thing the working title for the thing and never changing it.
Miami Horror. Get tickets to their shows now.
Yeah, I mean it's a fine enough title, but like it could have been better.
Yeah, Miami Falls, Miami Horror.
Yeah.
It's a series. It's an anthology now. Paradise. Paradise is cool, if also bad for search like SOE.
Yeah. Paradise is like named after a place.
Oh really?
In Nevada. Yeah.
Nevada. That makes sense.
I don't know if I think it's actually set in parts of Paradise sometimes too, but it's mostly set in Las Vegas.
Mostly set where?
Including like most of like the main storyline is set in Las Vegas, with some of it being set in Colombia.
Okay, I honestly don't know where these guys are down here.
The level is pretty symmetrical. Usually if there was a guy there up top, there's a guy there on the bottom too. Hello, Fusili.
Hey, Fus. Rob plays with shades on. Yep. I've got my cool sunglasses on.
He's having an even harder time because it's like already it's red and black, but now
it's like
this is like the easy floor too. Like
this is the easy floor.
Yeah, like you could just shoot the off-screen stuff and it goes away. You keep forgetting where they are.
I sprayed over there. God damn it! It's fine. I figured the majority of this string would be this, and in fact, so far it's only been this floor. So.
Addict is still hard.
Bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
So, there's shotgunners over here that get me a lot.
Danny, what the fuck? Why is this level fucking symmetric? Magic.
Oh yeah, Foos really doesn't like that. Oh, it doesn't help that you've got the mannequins too, and they're the same color with the filter.
Uh,
Like, of course you did that on purpose.
yeah.
Heck, I think it's this last dude. I'm terrified to push up.
It's just that guy. There's nothing after that point.
Alright.
So then you've got one more floor. That's the harder. I don't know if it's the hardest floor. I think the hardest floor is the first, or like the second. But this floor is not. Oh no, no, the hardest floor is the elevator. That floor is stupid. Don't diss upright guns, SMH. I'm gonna diss one-handed upright guns. They look like macaroni.
It's a little rectangle boy.
Just a little pipe. It was pew. Upright guns are bad, and you should feel bad.
I don't know why everyone hates upright guns unconditionally, because they're rectangles.
You've only got 3 pixels to work with.
Right. There's a reason
It's
Dennis
not
turned it to
ideal.
the side.
I was like, yes, Dennis's upright
Uh-oh.
guns look bad, but also
Uh-oh.
they kind of just look bad in general. Oh, he wandered outside. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Where's he going?
Is that it? Oh, it is it. Okay. I love not getting level clears because there's a cutscene.
Yeah.
The next city, the next family.
Whether you like doing this or not, it hardly matters. You do it anyways. There you go.
Pretty much. You gotta get that completion, dude.
Now you can stop making posts on the subreddit about, do you like hurting people? Upside down guns are how we roll, nerds.
There we go. Now you're thinking with fire. Is there combat on this floor?
Nope.
Oh, hey, that's a statue of a person. That's a new item.
Yep. It is a statue of Barrett in his hazmat thing. What? Any tips on level design, level types do you like the best, and why? My personal suggestion, play Hotline Miami 2, especially hard mode, and just look at what Dennaton were doing with that. Remember that, like, Dennaton's level design was usually pretty deliberate in Hotline Miami 2. So look at what they
Minus
did,
freezer room.
and yeah, freezer room is not deliberate. Freezer room is poop. There's a couple poop levels, like, where they're just not super well designed. A lot of the Suns levels are not super great, but the earlier levels and some of the, like, Caught, I would look at, if I were learning level design, I would look at Caught first, because Caught is super hard despite being 2 floors. How did they do that? What?
This is a dog at the start, and you have to do a bunch of, like, fucking moves.
Crazy shenanigans,
to get
yeah.
a gun. Like, it's perfect. And the next floor,
Four-sided tapes, though.
you get all those weird.
Freaking gunmen. The cool office windows that Germa screamed at audibly. Yes, Linux Stellar Lights. I am so glad that there are people who learned what King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard, and particularly Nonagon Infinity, were from Miami Falls.
Yeah, I knew about them beforehand, and that actually made me really excited when I heard it for the first time. Which I didn't hear it till the end of this 4th chapter, because I didn't use the music mod the first 2 times. The first 2 chapters.
Yeah.
Because
Dennaton levels have a certain simplicity to them. They don't over-furnish things. This is a really good point I don't think necessarily that over furnishing is bad. I think or like high detail is bad. I think what you really have to avoid is making too many things that block your paths. Your furniture should be out of the way. Most of your details should be in tiles and in, you know, non-colliding sprites.
Yeah.
Debson asks,
Don't
why are you
call me
killing
question.
U.S. soldiers?
Oh, these are US soldiers.
Yes, they are U.S. soldiers.
The original plan, the original idea behind this is that, it sounds dumb now, but Barrett's entire platoon in Hawaii turns out to be sleeper agents. All of them. Crazy. Nowadays, I would kind of just attribute it more to the, like, feeling of being betrayed that the level is supposed to showing.
So did
Other than
everyone
that really
let him
dumb
know
practical.
that they were sleeper agents, or is it like one of those things where it's like the entire gang was undercover cops?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's really dumb, and it was not a good idea. Just outright.
So what's the story with the JoJo character Gun Dodger?
Oh, you mean the freaking guys in fedoras with the big coats and the red masks?
Yeah.
They're just spies.
That's
Like
what a
that
spy,
was their
that's what a spy looks like to you?
Well, yeah, they're like really Pulp Fictioned out.
Oh yeah.
I actually still like their design. I was going to make an entire joke campaign about them. And kind of parroting my stupid idea for the entire platoon being sleeper agents. It's just like, everyone in the entire world is a Soviet spy, and they're all wear the same outfit, and they're all pretending to not be Soviet spies. It was called Secret Protocol, and you would play as a Soviet spy, shooting Soviet spies, talking to Soviet spies, being friends with Soviet spies, and making love to Soviet spies. Without ever changing your outfit. Danny, do you like anime? I like Mob Psycho 100. I like Fist of the North Star. I like all of JoJo except for Part 5. And, that's it. You never show me an anime, or I'll kick your ass.
I don't like any animes, so technically Danny's the weeb here.
Yes, I am more of a weeb than Rob. Wow, that plane is big. What was that edited over? The plane is, I think it is 4 separate parts. Yeah, it's 4 different parts, 2 wings. I think they're all like the giant, like, overlay sprites. All the good ones, except for when you said you didn't like Part 5. What do you like about Part 5? Dio is boring, and he doesn't have any character traits at all, and he's never in the entire thing. He just doesn't exist. I hate him. He sucks. He's not like Dio at all. It's lame. What don't you like about Part 5? I really don't like that all of the stand battles are ended by... I'm sorry to bore you, Rob, but I really don't like that the stand battles are all... They're all ended by somebody doing something stupid. Like, oh, my bullet didn't miss, it actually hit, and now you're dead! It has nothing to do with stand abilities. It has everything to do with somebody punching somebody else, and they die. And it's just like, oh, okay. Yes. I don't think literally everything makes up for Gio. Gio is horrible. Like, he's just awful. He has no motivation, and neither do any of the other protagonists. Like, I like Bruno and I like Mista, but I don't like how they exist. Like, they're just like, drugs are bad. I don't care about drugs being bad. This is JoJo. Also, Diavolo is... He has a dream! Yeah, so...
Outs himself as a weeb on camera.
I like JoJo a lot. Okay, I just really don't like Part 5.
Are these like seasons or is it like movie length or something? I don't know about it.
In JoJo, there's like, so if you know anything about like, I don't know, like traditional. No, I'm not even gonna go there. That's too much. Most of the time, manga are like one super long continuous story that never stops. In JoJo, each part is a completely different arc with completely different characters and a completely different setting. But it follows the same rules as the previous parts.
So it doesn't actually follow JoJo.
Well, it doesn't follow like Jonathan Joestar for the first one, but the idea is that it's you know anything about Castlevania and like how all of the main characters are always like descendants or related to the last protagonist? It's the same deal there. So each part is just its own self-contained story with some overlap between the others.
Gotcha.
Part 2 is garbage. Plank, you can't be saying I have bad taste when you're talking about the best Hamon part. Part 2 is pretty. JoJo is muscular dudes fight with muscular ghosts. Yes.
Ghosts.
Except for when they don't fight with muscular ghosts, which is a lot.
I'm really glad that you spaced these two dudes out just so I can't knife them both.
Yeah, you're welcome.
26 Danny. How long did it take you to make this campaign from like start to finish?
How long? That's a hard question. I don't really keep track of how long my projects go in any kind of like actual way. It started at the end of Blessed and it was released in on July 23rd. So this is actually like we are actually doing the stream because it's the 3rd anniversary of Miami Falls right now.
You say July 23rd?
Yep, it was 6 days ago.
You mean June 23rd?
Oh, is it June 23rd?
It's
I don't think
still
it
June,
was
isn't
June.
it? Yeah, it is.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I might be just saying the month wrong because I thought it really was close to the 3rd anniversary, but I might be way off.
We're getting there. Damn, 3 years.
We are getting there.
You mean 3 is gonna be 3 years? It's so bizarre that like the past 3 years of my life has been dedicated to like a single game. It's never happened before.
Yeah.
Another thing that's never happened before is you did something really cool with this where it's 4 parts all released at one time.
Well, it was 3 parts, and then part 4 came out a little.
Oh, okay. Well, I played them all together. Which, it's a good way to get around the mods. The mod limitations. When I first found out that, like, a whole one item could only be reskinned once the entire campaign, it really threw a wrench into some of my plans.
Oh yeah, you would think that normally it would just be, Oh, you can see... I'm gonna finish my thought. Normally you'd think you could, like, have different mods folders per each level because that's how it works in single levels, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's
Also,
exactly how I thought it worked.
unrelated, you can see how I did the planes on this level, because in the bottom left of the plane you can see the yellow wall peeking out from underneath the plane.
Oh,
And that's how it does the collisions. Yeah boy, Miami Falls.
Might be something I end up doing with Human Being 3, just for optimization reasons more than anything.
What about the classical animes? My girlfriend made me watch Spirited Away, and it was alright. Very, very beautiful movie. Other than that, I like Fist of the North Star, but beyond that, eh. Every level is a new act. Act 24. Caught. And then it goes in the level 24. Caught.
Human Being 3 is actually 90 levels.
Oh no. Sound of the Animals Fighting, and also A Henchman's Lot combined.
Are they both 90?
Yep. What about Cowboy Bebop? What about Cowboy Bebop? I've never watched Cowboy Bebop, and I probably never will.
Sorry, guys.
This is the greatest thing you've actually ever designed, Danny.
Is it the...
the triple aquarium?
Yes,
shot?
I love the triple aquarium shot. It's my favorite thing in the whole campaign. Boom! It
It's
feels so good.
very satisfying.
Danny's just covering up for how his favorite anime genre is slice of life.
Fuck you.
What does that even mean?
It's like kind of like day-to-day dramas. It's like if you were to watch like Saved by the Bell or something. That's like an American slice of life.
This is us.
You silly! I hate that you're right because I like Mob Psycho a lot.
And my favorite part of JoJo is part 4. You're a fucking bitch, and I'm gonna kill you.
I feel like you can shoot a follow-up shot faster than you can pull your knife out. Maybe I'm just crazy.
I think you can. Imagine if the whole show was filler. That's slice of life.
Oh! I didn't know you could do that.
What did you do?
Speedrunning tactics.
Did you just shoot him through a wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Are you gonna? How long are you gonna be stuck on this floor?
I don't know. How many Dodgers did you want to put on it?
If you have an entire month to kill. I have video games to make, guys. I can't play video games anymore. If I play like the whole campaign of Dusk, which I already have, and I regret it because I spent like 10 hours. I could have spent 10 hours writing code for stealth. That's it. My Iron Horse canceled. If I have to play all these games, it's not happening.
It's okay, Danny. It's okay. Everyone needs a break.
There should not be more than one dodge per floor.
Get out of here.
Don't you know that every enemy should be a dodger?
Nobody is forcing me to make video games, Danny. Yeah, but they're forcing me to watch, play video games. Just cancel Miami Horror for a week and then bring it back. That's what happened when my hard drive died.
Oh yeah? When did your hard drive die?
It died in November of last year, and that's when I got a job. I was like, well, I can't use my computer anymore. Time to get a job.
Yep. Kind of important. I'm going back to college this fucking semester, and I'm just not looking forward to how much that's gonna delay human being theory.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine.
I'm going back to school this semester as well. Not that I didn't go to school last semester, but Noisemaker, a mark level where every enemy is a dodger, and at the end there's a pile of M16s with one pipe. Have you ever played True Friends?
I really wish Tony Chan or Corey Chan, whatever you want to call him now. I really wish they would like really write a campaign, because that shit was so funny. Like just that one little shitpost level.
Hopefully there will be a paradise.
Hopefully. It's definitely something that I would want to help contribute to.
Yeah. Well, it would need it because it's a big project. It's a very big project.
Yeah, I don't
But
really
the
know
phone-
the
the-
full scope of it.
The upshot is that at least I don't have to recode Hotline Mammy to the degree I've had to recode Hotline Mammy for my. I don't have to do that again. I've already done that once, so there would be new features and sprites.
Dinaton not making the sniper rifle able to penetrate shots really actually just angers me.
I don't know what that's about.
I think it's just an issue, like an error. Like, I don't know why they would choose not to do it. And I was thinking, probably the reason they wait for you to empty your ammo before you're allowed to take more is they don't want you to over stockpile on ammo.
Yeah.
But they really should, regardless of how much ammo you have, once you clear the floor, you should have been able to top back up. Because shooting a wall is so fucking stupid.
Yeah. I appreciate the soldier mechanics for how they changed the Hotline Mammy formula. I honestly don't think they're that well implemented.
No.
I don't particularly like any soldier level anymore. It's like, they're okay. I have no issue with them. I don't say they're bad, because there's nothing bad.
I enjoy using the shotgun with them. But then again, that's just a straight up shotgun with more ammo.
Just cheating.
And the flamethrower is just fun for the animations.
Yeah.
And
I know why you made this level. You wanted to make Barrett use a Barrett, didn't you? I actually just wanted to make a good sniper level for soldier and have a level set on an Air Force base and during a hurricane. That's kind of it. Why is this TF2 spy say a spooky thing? What, you don't think TF2 spies are scary?
no, it's scary that he just turned into a guard.
I contemplated when I made this doing an entire guard resprite for that one cutscene. Just like Jaden did the entire police resprite for the one enemy in force. And I was like, I don't have the patience.
Did you really do the entire thing? It would have just
Yeah, he
made
did the
sense to
whole
do the
thing.
death sprites.
Well, it's like I was going to make them an entire enemy faction. I think. That was...
Like, the police faction in Berlin Blitz, I turned Adolf Hitler, but it's not like I put a ton of effort into it. I just reskinned the colors, and then made the death sprites have the mustache. It took way less time.
What is this power plant? Big mystery for sure. It's just weird.
Chunk.
All right, here we go. Lights out.
Alright, that's the second time that little SMG showed up.
Yep.
I thought there was enemies in here.
Annie, will you release Wrong Engine along with MH? I still need to learn basic Game Maker Studio before using it right. I will not be releasing it along with MH. I don't think so. I don't know what state Wrong Engine is going to be in by the time MH is done. But the current plan is that it will release after MH. As for what you need to know to make stuff in it, you do need to know some basic Game Maker. You don't need to know a lot of GML unless you want to make new features. If you just want to make a campaign that uses basic Hotline Mammy 1 and 2 mechanics, you'll be able to do that using the existing materials. That's the plan. You will have to import the sprites or make the sprites yourself because it's just big, but of a download if you download all of the sprites. But otherwise, it should all be there for you to use. That's kind of the plan.
And I would highly suggest learning a bit, just because it's a lot of extra work. The room editor isn't as user-friendly as the editor, so if you're proficient with the editor and you don't plan on adding special features, just make an editor campaign.
Yeah.
Like
New
features is the reason you want to mod.
Right. The wrong engine will give you more control over what you make. It will have the benefit over the editor of having 0 drawbacks of the editor specifically, but it will also be more difficult than the editor.
Yeah. Like for an
Because
example, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, for an example, tiling in the room editor, in GameMaker, is you don't get to draw like the boxes that the editor has. You have to like do it by a line. So you just like draw a snake through the room and just like hold down the hotkey to continuously paste tiles. And that's a pain in the ass. But you also have complete control over like the layering within the remaker itself. So you don't have to like hop into Notepad to change the layers of an item. Like it's very nice in that regard.
You have a lot more control because it is a development. You're creating your mod in a development context. It is not an editor. So the question has occurred. Danny, what exactly is Wrong Engine? Wrong Engine is a modding platform. What it really is, ultimately, is a complete and total rework of every aspect of Hotline Miami Original to make it play smoother and be significantly easier to expand. All of the basic stuff that you have to fix and edit to make the game expandable will have been done for you. There will be a fully dynamic cutscene. A fully dynamic cutscene system, lighting baked in. You know, everything you think you would need to make a Hotline Miami mod is already there. What isn't there is just the content that you yourself would want to put. It will be a GameMaker project, which means, and it's particularly a GameMaker Studio project. It will not work on GameMaker 7 or 8. You will have to own either GameMaker Studio or GameMaker Studio 2. Otherwise, you're going to have to start from scratch because there's not a whole lot I can do other than try to port everything back to GameMaker Studio or GameMaker 7 and 8, and I am not going to do that. It's just not going to happen. That's too much work. It's too much hassle. It's a pain in the ass. And that does mean that people who get to use Wrong Engine will be a bit limited unless you purchase or pirate the software, which I don't think you should pirate the software, but...
I got it for free at some point. I don't remember how, but I own it on Steam legally.
It used to be free. GameMaker Studio 1 used to be free on Steam, and it was in a bundle on... The way I got it was in a bundle on a Humble Bundle for like $10. I was like, yeah, you get the Pro Edition. You can actually make your own games and distribute them legally and make money off them. So that's why I picked that up.
Do I have that version then?
I think you might have Professional Edition if you bought it from Humble Bundle, but you probably just have like an editor that you're not legally allowed to create commercial.
Okay. I mean, if I ever end up making something worth selling, I would just put the money down on buying it.
I can't wait to use GameMaker 8. Error defining an external function. Yeah, GameMaker 8. I'd have to completely redo the audio system to be the old audio system from Hotline Miami Original, which means downloading a bunch of DLLs that don't exist anymore and a bunch of bullshit. It's just not going to happen. GMS1 is discontinued. It does not exist anymore. Can't download it anywhere. Yeah, they don't sell copies. You can't get it for free anywhere. You will have to buy... If you don't already have GameMaker Studio 1, you will have to get GameMaker Studio 2. Which, unfortunately, really limits the scope of who can use Wrong Engine. When I started making it, they still were releasing GameMaker Studio for free. They only changed it to GameMaker Studio 2. And it's an absurd price point after I started.
Are you gonna port all the Hotline Miami 2 objects into it?
All of the Hotline Miami 2 content, like the features, no, all of the Hotline Miami 2 features will be in the game. I will probably also port as much of the furniture as possible, just so it's already there. I will not port the character sprites because that is too much work. Instead, I'll make sure that there is a easily modifiable player character that already exists that has access to every single special ability in the game. And you can just edit those to get the sprites you need. Because anything else, you're looking at an enormous download and a very long load time if I put in all the character sprites. Like, for those of you who have worked in Game Maker Studio before, and especially with Hotline Miami modding, you know that it takes a very long time for Game Maker to actually load all of your sprites and stuff so that you can edit rooms. Yeah. It takes like 20 minutes, depending on your quality of hard drive and CPU. And I'm not going to voice that on anybody if I can avoid it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So
I will probably... Go ahead.
Would you remove all the Miami Horror sprites out of it then?
It depends. I intend to release all of the features from Miami Horror as well. So if there is like if there is an enemy that I can't make a dummy for, then it will just be put in as the sprite from Miami Horror. And a lot of the more complex enemies are going to end up being that way. Fair warning.
I hope it comes to something. I'm definitely going to utilize it. I've got ideas. And I've got free time, so...
Yeah. Danny, I didn't understand shit. Do tutorials. When it comes out, it will absolutely be necessary that there are tutorials. Everything will be... and I'm probably going to need help with them. Just moving, like, crap. Oh yes, Paradise Warfare. You missed the circuits.
I really like your smoke effects.
Those were like really unique for the time.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They don't look super amazing, but they're pretty cool. I really want to redo this. This is the one I really want to redo for a Wrong Engine release. This level, that particular introduction to Paradise Warfare, where you walk out across the street from the beautiful NDCU headquarters into the war-torn streets, and it's just like, yeah.
Fuck.
I love how completely and totally, like, Paradise Warfare does not make sense with the theme, but it feels so good. It's like, it's kind of, it's ironic. It's like a literal.
It's supposed to be horrifying.
Irony. Yeah. It's like, it's Paradise Warfare, but we're in the dirty, grimy streets of Tampa.
Busting down your doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw this door come down, I was like, oh, so you can edit code in the editor.
Oh, this would be really clever. I didn't even come up with that idea. That was stolen from, not stolen.
I mean, as soon as you realize you can change the nuclear thrones, I think that's the most obvious application for them. But, yeah, I hope people have the same reaction to Human 3 with some of the wizardry that I've pulled off.
Yeah. I'm very excited for a lot of the stuff the Hotline community is doing right now. There's like unfortunately there's not a whole lot going on in the modding front. Kind of a wasteland. But the editor is still going fairly strong. There's a few big projects on the horizon that I'm very interested in.
Yeah, Toxic's got something good. The Goose has got something good.
Rick's got something. Jaden's working on Living Hell. He's got the final chapter of I think the final chapter of Hunter coming along at some point. We got Human Being 3. You know, a lot of these are going to be the last things people do for the editor, and I'm really hoping it kind of goes out with the bang. Because at this point, it's the workshop.
The workshop what?
The workshop seems to be kind of fading out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's been like that for a while, and I don't expect it like human being or any of these things to really revive it, but I want it to be.
If nothing else, it should be a good send-off.
Yeah.
The best case scenario would be that it does revive it. It does bring attention back to the start making. You know, if that's not what happens, I'd rather it go out with a bang than
Just fade off into some obscure Russian shitty levels.
Well, I mean, it's gonna do that anyway. Like, not to talk shit about. Like, there's always gonna be some people making levels for it, and they're always gonna be, probably not always gonna be like, gonna be the ones that people like pick up the editor and they're like, I just want to make something fun. I'm glad people do that, but not really pushing me on.
Right. Well,
I personally look for.
Yeah. You say that the modding community's kind of not active right now, but I would say a lot of people are holding their breath for Wrong Engine. Like I've suggested that to people. Is like wait, like learn Game Maker, but don't really do Hotline mods till Wrong Engine comes out because it's just not worth redoing it yourself at this point.
It's not worth the hassle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many times we have to see the same like aerial build before people realize that it's just not gonna work. Like, you can take the Midnight Animal code and try to make something out of it, but it doesn't, like, the problems aren't fixed. There's a reason why the document of NA only has single floor levels, because making multiple floors that don't like break the game is an enormous pain in the ass. It sucks in a Hotline original. It's very difficult. Like, you thought your problems with getting stuck in walls in Hotline 92 in the editor were bad. Oh no, no sir. They're much worse.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I would be more interested in like really encouraging people to start with like Hotline modding before Wrong Engine comes out if it wasn't such like, a huge undertaking. Where like a lot of the stuff you're gonna end up doing is just gonna be invalidated by better features. It's like, I don't want people to waste their time more than anything. And like, if Wrong Engine doesn't come out, you know, then I'll look like an asshole. But
I have faith in it. You're too dedicated.
oh, I try to be.
Right. I
Not
mean,
even.
barring like a significant life change, though.
Yeah. Well, I am gonna be moving soon, so that's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah. I meant like a
But
tragedy.
Please God.
Danny loses both of his arms in a tragic soft serve incident.
Oh, sweet
Dude,
Jesus. I have often felt that the ice cream machine is just gonna blow up in my face and I'm gonna be dead. And I'm like, why?
Really? Is it that
Please
like
no.
dangerous?
Oh no, it just makes really loud noises. Like, when I first started, it was like the time player would get in the machine and it would just like start screaming. It's just like, what is happening? I know, it's just got air in it. Level transitions aren't that hard, but they could be easier. And, like, the harder part is not necessarily the transitions as much as it is making sure your levels are actually. Like, here's another fun thing, if you're not familiar with it. In Hotline Miami, every single room you go to stays open until the game shuts down. Forever. And ever. And ever. It never stops. You cannot play a 24 level mod without it crashing because of that. You have to find a solution for persistence. There is no solution for persistence in Hotline. And worse still, all of the surfaces are kind of broken.
Have you fixed that yet?
Oh yeah, that's been fixed
Okay,
for a
that's
long
what I thought.
time. Yeah, it's like I had to like hot code a weird persistence fix that added a loading screen between quitting levels, and now that's gone, and it's just Twitch and all that technical stuff. I have been so hard at work on the technical shit. It is a huge undertaking, but it is coming along well. Like I think the technical stuff is done. I Like the majority of the technical stuff I still have to do is with features I implemented, like the dialogue system.
Mm-hmm. And the stealth. Alright, time to go get that Geiger system.
This is the last level.
Here we go, we
Like
did it,
the
guys.
getting into the van just to pop out in the exact same spot.
Yep.
This level is weird. My favorite part about making this level, and by favorite I mean I want to die, is
I tried so hard to have the game end at the bomb. I tried so hard. I sat there for hours, and every single time it would crash.
Yep. It's 'cause of
Always.
this motherfucker following me.
Yep. And I had no idea about that. And it sucked. It would crash every single time. And then finally I was just like, well, I guess you just have to go back to the van at the end of the level.
I thought that
And
was
I gotta
really
write some-
cool. I thought it was really cool the way that you rushed to the van.
Yeah.
And as I said,
I-
me not understanding the scope of the editor, I thought it might be important that I get back there in time.
Like I'm glad things like that kind of came off not as like mistakes or errors, but
They made me scream. It was so bad. Like, I just wanted the level to end there, and it didn't.
Because it picks up with Oscar there, right?
yeah, after that we go to a Oscar cutscene.
Yeah, but like
which-
Oscar starts at the bomb. That's what I figured. It was just out of order.
Yeah. Like I had to write that whole final cutscene I added because of the fact I couldn't end the campaign on Sludge's last line. That whole thing is just ad-lib because I had to have an outro instead of just going to the van and the game ending.
Because for whatever reason, this guy has to leave in his van.
Yeah,
This little white boy.
it has to leave in the van. But it's okay though. I think the final cutscene's all right. It's not what I would have intended at the time, but I think it is aged better than the idea of just ending it at the
Mhm. It's definitely the smartest way to get the player to go back to the vehicle with like some sort of urgency. So, what was I saying? Do you think when you say you're going to code in every single aspect, do you think that you'd be able to get the Alex and Ash working?
If it were just to be exactly as the way it is in Hotline Miami 2, that would be very easy.
Okay.
If I were to do it in a better way that isn't a pain, it would be a little bit more complicated, but I think I could figure it out. It's like the hard stuff is going to be the visuals, like the LSD filter.
Mhm.
Like I have the basis of some of that, but I don't have everything. And
I thought
you
Jonathan just
have-
used tutorials for those.
some
Like
of the stuff
waves.
that some of that stuff is just online tutorials. Not all of it. It's like this rain filter is identical to an online tutorial. It was very easy to add in. Dog death is Alex and not Barrett. You hack. I had 3 separate patch wads, which were named like dog deaths, something normal. And then the second one, fuck you, Denton. And then the third one, I fucking hate Denton. Because I made a terrible, horrible mistake, and there's a dog deaths in some other patch wad. And I couldn't get it to work because I didn't realize I had a dog death, another patch wad, and it was overriding the second one.
Ah, gosh. When I took over development for Madness, like getting the mods to all work, like it was like the tile sheet was like in 5 different patch wads, not named properly, and it was just so much trial and error.
Yeah.
Now I know that it prioritizes reverse alphabetical order.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's got reverse load order. That makes sense.
So anytime, like for human being, and when it actually comes out to reduce like size, I'll fix it, put it on one patch wad. But right now, if I want to like fix a sprite deep in a patch wad of like 30 items, I'll just call it something lower. So I have like patch wad A, B through like D or C now.
Yeah.
And like if I need to make something emergency, I just put 3 Z's in front of it. Um, that works.
I used to think every patchwad had to be separate files and name the same thing that it replaces.
Really?
Oof, that sucks.
Who said? Wait, who
Sorry to
said
hear
that?
that. Momo says
Oh.
that.
Yeah. Well,
We
initially
have
with
come a long
notepadding,
way.
I was like trying to make sure that they were really close in size for whatever reason.
Oh, the notepad stuff was like when that first started, it was basically just magic. It was like
Oh yeah, I bet.
if you put these
Still
numbers in the
magic.
box, it'll become this thing. Now we know it's kind of related to it. Well, it is related to the sprite and object indexes of
Mhm.
the items.
Yeah, but I mean,
Game
even
baked.
still, we're figuring shit out. They recently figured out how to make the walk speed really fast or really slow
Ooh.
for cutscenes. What I'd like to get is the animations in cutscenes to change speed, because right now they're a bit slow for some things I want to do.
I don't know if you can do that.
Doesn't seem like it so far. Doing a lot of trial
Yeah.
and error. Couldn't find it.
I don't think you can change image speed through any of those files, unfortunately.
Oh well.
But there is like can you change the animation speed in the cutscene editor at all? 'Cause I know you can change its speed on like floor objects, right?
It doesn't seem so.
Oh.
Unless you loop it or something. I need to go back.
Okay.
I haven't made a cutscene like since I made a reefer last year,
Oh.
or a year before actually now.
Yeah. I know cutscene editing was always like cutscene editing might actually stop working on editor stuff like wholesale.
No, really. Like,
Yeah.
when did you
just-
decide to move Miami Horror to the from editor to game maker?
It had to have been. It was so if you go on my YouTube channel, YouTube/Danny Judas,
Plug.
there like the earliest stuff I put of like modding was like some stuff for Paradise.
Mhm.
I
I remember
and
seeing Biker in that restaurant.
and Columbia. That's much later.
No.
That-
The Tex-Mex.
Oh, like
restaurant.
yeah, Tex-Mex. Yeah, the Tex-Mex port. I started Miami Horror after messing around with that, and I talked to Yoss about. I was like, if we did a mod, we could do everything we want to do and more, and I could do that,
and it
and
would
I
be
would
easy.
enjoy doing that. I think I may have said something along the lines of, "It'll be so easy," and now we're 3 years later, and it's just like.
It's coming
Wait a minute.
along, but it's like
Yeah.
I've since editing and workshop stuff, I no longer mad at like delays and whatnot. I have so much more respect for like real video games, because it's like, oh shit, there's a lot of work to this.
So, Danny, you say that it is better to wait until Wrong Engine than doing the mods now. I think it is better to wait. I think that you should experiment with GameMaker. I do not think you should experiment with Hotline Miami modding, because it's a pain.
Yeah, make a platformer or something.
Yeah,
Like,
make
learn
something
code.
for yourself. Just learn to make stuff in GameMaker, because that will help. If you really want to make a Hotline Miami mod and you can't wait, go for it. Give it your best shot. Try to stay patient with it, because it's going to take a lot of work. And don't do anything that's going to take you, that's going to require you to really rework the basics.
hmm Remember,
Just
the only mod
add-
that exists like in full capacity is Make Me Real, and it's because it stayed simple in its scope.
Yeah, the scope is very straightforward. You can add in. Here's the thing: you can add in new features to Hotline Miami like that. It's super easy if you know how to code. But if you want to redo the main mechanics to make the game play better, don't do that. Do not do that. And I would also tell you to avoid adding dynamic lighting. Avoid messing with these huge complex systems that are going to be a lot harder for you to just do fun stuff. Just work within the limitations of it like you would the editor, and your project will come out fine. And yes, Joss did. You look like shit. Some things never change.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at Sledge's face falling off. It's like, what is he even doing here?
I hate this ending.
It was Sledge the whole time.
Like even back in the day when I played this like in 2016, I looked at that bomb sprite and I was like, that could be better.
That bomb sprite could be a lot better. That's bomb sprite looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, it looks like something Wile E. Coyote's trying to set off.
I know it's. I think it is based on like an actual image, but like it's like.
Crackle. I like the reveal that the bomb is the one talking to Oscar the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see ya. The fact that you can't shoot him, I think, is a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it is. I should have made it so you could shoot. I think I didn't make it so you could shoot him because I thought it was crashing the game.
Okay, that would make
And I think it actually was even.
Really?
Like, yeah. I don't know. Like this, and at this time, again, making a cutscene, magic. Just magic.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like say some clever like magic words. You know, like cast a spell, pray. You know, put some ritual candles around, and then get to work on your cutscene,
Yeah.
and hope for the best.
Cut a
Because
goat.
yeah. And will Miami Falls Act 5 just be a big retcon for this ending? Nope. Nope. I will not retcon anything from. If I were to ever do it, I would not retcon anything from Miami Falls. It's not meant to change anything about Miami Falls. It's just meant to be a continuation. One that kind of dies a painful death, as it is supposed to.
Yeah, wah wah!
Yeah, wah wah.
I was so excited when I heard this play. I was like, holy shit! This guy likes his gizzard like me. And also, I love the Danny Judas. It reminds me so much of Hideo Kojima. Like Metal Gear Solid 5. And I'm totally gonna do the same thing with Human Being 3. I'm gonna put my name all over it just for the fun of it. Because I can. But, alright. We got through the whole thing. How long was that?
Yep. Well, it's 4 now. 4:15ish. It was about
3 hours.
3 hours.
About an hour longer than normal. But I enjoyed talking to you, Danny. That was good.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to come on during the Blessed one, but
I'd love to.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Okay. I'm
Talking
not saying I'm
shit
doing
about
that.
2016 levels.
I'm doing that soon. I feel like I need to be like, I set a goal for that.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a slog.
Give me to 2,000 subscribers and I'll do Blessed OG the whole way through. Although you can't finish the final level, can you?
I don't think you can.
I'm pretty sure that was
you
another
can't-
one.
You can if you get the secret ending.
Okay, well you'll show me how to get the secret ending, and we'll
Yeah.
actually get to see Blessed OG's credits, and it'll be like unearthing like King Tut's tomb, because no one's
Yep.
seen it in years. I promise you.
Very few people had seen the secret cutscene anyways, so
Yeah.
it'll be something else.
Okay, guys. Well, appreciate everyone watching. Monday, I think I'm gonna do a dev stream unless I run into some tech issues with the level I'm trying to make. So stick around for that. Appreciate you coming on, Danny. That was fun. And see you
Problem.
later.
See ya.